Hello. We're back after 2 weeks. Was it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're back after X amount of weeks. Sorry, guys. But welcome to Nothing's for No One. I'm Jason.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Bill.
Bill.
And that's Alex.
Yeah. What's up?
Hell yeah. And here we are back after a long 2 weeks. It was a long 2 weeks. My mom had an operation and she's all right. So that's good. Getting down to business and shit along those lines. We've been here for a long ass time today. We got here. What time is it now? Like 7?
6:30, I think.
7:04.
7:04.
Yeah. So we've been here
for 4 hours.
Yeah. Because we got here at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fucking miking up your drum kit, man.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
now what's next? Just to get the tones or to hear what it sounds like? Or
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of probably going to happen as we start doing shit to see how
Yeah.
it goes and move stuff around. But, this isn't like the best room to record drums in. So it's kind of like whatever you get is what you get.
Cool.
For a demo, it'll be
Hell
fine.
yeah.
So
Like a tattoo. The home of the you get what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's sick though. It's cool to be doing it that way. When we did the last Warforged stuff, we used my E kit, which worked, but
Yeah.
there's like quirks setting that thing up and fucking dealing
Yeah.
with like the different sounds and missed triggers. And I feel like if you were to play some of that stuff in real life, it's like more in time than on the E kit for some
yeah,
reason. I don't know why it's like
absolutely.
off time, but it works in a pinch, but it's not as sick as like a real drum kit,
Yeah, I agree.
It probably just sounds good. It just sounds good off the bat. Like it's not like you have to tweak mics. And,
Yeah.
it's like, it's just
Yeah.
these are the samples and they sound
And it's
like
just like
samples
easy to plug in. Either you do MIDI through Superior Drummers, what we did, or you just
Cool.
record two outputs from the drum.
module. or
Yeah,
whatever.
and that works too. I mean, that's always cool. We did that with Ocean Walker when Alex and I did that shit back in the day. We recorded like an album that we never released because we just didn't finish it because Alex never did vocals. But we did the whole thing on an E kit with MIDI. And it was like, yeah, this is easy and cool. But then our drummer, Aaron and I, we talk about it. We're like, we wish we would have done like real drums because it would have sounded way sicker. But, it's cool for like in the moment if you just need something. And also like, I like Periphery 1 a lot and that was all E kit. So like, I was very motivated and influenced by that to
Nice.
fucking just use an E kit, which.
I kind of
Yeah.
like that option because then it's like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of not into that snare sound. Let's just change the snare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can kind of fuck around with that a little
That's kind
more.
of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost like reamping kind of.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. But it's
You
hard to get like ghost notes and shit through a E kit. And like
Yeah.
the hi-hat
Hard.
doesn't quite work the same either. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't quite.
The feel's different.
Yeah. It's hard to get that going. But
Just don't do any of that stuff.
yeah, just don't play like intricate and like, just
don't
play a
anything
simple beat.
Too
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Yeah. Just play shittier and it'll sound fine.
Well, like
Yeah.
you can get away with like the ghost notes at least like with Superior Drummer. Like I've heard.
Yeah, to a
there's, like,
degree
the
you
little
can, yeah.
options to do
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound half bad,
But
It's
like the time it takes to learn Superior Drummer, you're better off just learning how to
Learn
make a
how
drum
to play
kit.
drums. Oh, I know.
So, but yeah, man, it's still, I've done both cool, I guess, but real drums are better.
You ever see anybody reamp like a snare drum?
I've
Whoa,
I've
no.
heard people do that,
Pretty
but
cool.
I've never done it. Or
It's essentially, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've seen it. I just saw like a video on YouTube. The headline for it, I didn't watch the video. But if I remember correctly, it's a matter of like, I think you put a speaker on the snare somewhere and then blast the recorded
sick.
snare back onto it and then mic it. I believe that's I might be fucking that up, but I think it's something like that.
Damn.
But-
Yeah.
And then you can do that with the kick drum and the toms if you really want to,
yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to like legitimately reamp a drum kit,
yeah, I guess you
it's not,
could,
kind of
yeah.
not reamping, but like,
But you can't like take a DI of a drum kit. That's the thing.
I mean,
So-
if you take the dry signal,
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, the
unprocessed,
mic
that's, like-
angle will affect that, so
right?
it's not like a pure DI of a
No.
drum kit, but that's still cool.
But
you can
that's
do
like it's cool. It's a cool little trick that
Yeah.
you can do. But then again, just I don't know. I say like just have a nice drum kit, but then idiots like us that are guitar players and bass players are like, just gonna reamp it. Like,
that. Yeah.
I can't really be too mad at somebody for that.
Yeah, I go back and forth on reamping guitars because it's definitely convenient, but sometimes the way you play is affected by the amp. Or
100%.
it's like you'll play differently on this amp versus that amp. So sometimes it makes more sense just to get the right tone from the beginning. But I don't know.
The one trick I learned from that worked the best that I wish I knew going into it when I used to record more was like, if you're gonna know you're gonna reamp, and usually if you're doing like high gain kind of stuff, reamp with or start with like a very like low gain setting, because then it gives away like how shitty your playing is, and you got to be on point.
Yeah.
If that sounds good, then pretty much anything you're gonna run it into, like a more heavier, more compressed amp, ideally it's gonna sound better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it was the best trick, because like I remember like back in the day I used like an old Line 6, like the HD 147, like the little toaster.
Yeah.
I still have that, which is great.
Those are sick amps, man.
That's my backup amp for recording at home for demos. Like if I don't bring my Kemper home, I'm like, fuck, I got an idea. I just use that because it works. It's not terrible.
And it's solid state, so you need to plug into a cab, right?
Exactly.
So.
I have a little XLR coming out of it.
That's sick, man. Those are cool. I forgot about those things. Those are like the pre-Veta,
Dude,
right? Or were they like a tier below the Veta?
It was during the era of the Veta.
But it wasn't like the flagship amp like the Veta was.
Because the Veta had the ability to do 2 amps at the same time.
Okay.
Which I always was like, I want that so bad.
I wanted a Veta so bad.
So did I.
Day. Those are fucking cool.
I just kept talking myself out of it.
I gotta look up, see if they're on Reverb.
Dude, they definitely are on there, and they're like cheap. They're not expensive. You can get one easily.
I'd spend like $300 on a Veta.
If you get one, you got to bring it here so we can fuck with it.
I'll look that up really quick.
Dude, what happened to Angle? You never hear anybody talk about them anymore.
They're still around. They're just not distributed in America anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean they like Guitar Center carries them and shit now. Like Musician's Friend, yeah, like all the bigger ones do that.
I thought they lost their distribution here.
ESP does the distribution for them in the US now, I think. Because if you go to the ESP site, there's like the Ingle tab on there. They're trying to like
no shit. I think there was a period of time though when they did stop altogether.
Might be right.
ESP picked it up.
I just feel like there was a period of time where everybody I knew was like all about Angle heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, amps. I mean that amp company came out swinging in a perfect time for it, where it was like all about high gain amps.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're great amps. I think they sound really cool. The thing about those is like there's not much distinction between their different versions of amps. They all sound pretty much the same.
You mean the Powerball and the Fireball sound similar?
Well, that's supposed to.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. But like
that's
even like
all I know. But
it was nice.
Yeah,
like I played a Savage, which is like their Powerball, but with like was it KT88s or whatever?
Yeah, I think
so. And like, it sounds like an Angle. You know, like
yeah.
I've never played any of the insane ones, like the special edition, which is like what 4,800 new or something. And
yeah, and I want to like the
Invader.
Invader.
I ever saw that like played one of those.
Yeah,
and I think he had an Invader too.
Well, that was the thing. Like they were building up, and then like the Axe Effects was the thing. Then as soon as Angle like was like, all right, here's our best foot forward, and then like all the dudes championing Angle went to like Fractal, and then it's like Angle just becomes another amp thing. You know?
Yeah. Who was that?
Well, like, I mean, Periphery was a huge one where like both Misha and Alex, when he was in the band, had like the Invaders. And like all the like gent guys were like, Invaders coming out, guys. I'm going to sell all my shit, buy the Invader. And then like, next year, here's the Fractal. And they just all went to that, like digital stuff.
That's a really good point. Because
maybe that's part of it.
I remember when Misha was like championing like the Invader. I was like, fuck, he has one of those. It's so sick. And then, next thing you know, it was like X-Facts. I was like, oh, all right.
But like the Swedish dudes love the Savage. Like Darkane's used the Savage. Fucking
nice.
I know Ola Englund talks up the Savage. Like a lot of those dudes.
Almost bought one. They had to use one at the Guitar Center by me.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't need another
Savage.
Amp.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little expensive for like a used piece, and I think at that time I don't think I had a hookup at GC anymore, so I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I would definitely like to get an Angle something though. I've got it. This on my list of amps is just I don't know which one I'd want.
The Powerball is a great amp. I love the way those sound. Like if you want like the Angle sound for a reasonable price, I would just get a Powerball.
Yeah, maybe I'll check that out. Because I remember I was going to get a Fireball. It was like 2007. I had my Marshall. No, I had a PV-JSX. That was like my amp I had. And that was a sick amp. And I wish I had one of those again. Yeah, it was a cool amp.
Yeah, it's basically like a hot rodded Marshall, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of like got the Triple X in there, but it's not like super. Like the Triple X is like the lead channel and like the crunch channel.
Yeah,
but they're both like super high gain. The crunch is like the gain at like 2 is like fucking
melting already.
Yeah, it's like it's not a crunch channel, but because Alex had the Triple X, I had the JSX, and then I was like, I want to get an Angle, so I was going to get a Fireball, but there's this place in Skokie that had Angle amps around here back then.
Yes, I remember.
It was like a piano store
place.
Yeah, so I was gonna go pick up a Fireball, And then I had a meeting at work, and like my brother was like waiting for me, and the meeting went too long. It was like a Saturday, like once a quarter kind of meeting thing, and they were closed. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go some other time. And then I ended up getting a frameless Cobra instead, which was sick.
Yeah.
So it worked out. But like I was going to pay full price for a Fireball, and then I just got the frameless for like less than the Fireball new. So it worked out really well. But I still want an angle since then, you know. And the Fireball was cool, but like that was like the cheapest thing I could afford, but it was like a 1-channel. Well, it's a 2-channel amp, but shared EQ.
EQ, and
yeah, you're kind of stuck with that.
Watts, right?
I think it's 60 and the Powerball is 120.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely want an angle. That'd be sick, man.
What'd you get? The Fireball?
I think I'd go with the Savage.
Nice. Yeah, it's
I think
arcane
I'd probably do
style.
that. Yeah.
Dude, that band, did
Yeah.
you know that like they only have Rusted Angel on streaming services and
No,
other
really?
albums? Yeah, it
Fuck,
sucks.
man.
I wanted to listen to Layers of Lies the other night.
They're on
and I
Nuclear Blast, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah,
or they were.
Those albums are.
Yeah. I mean,
don't
Nuclear
know.
Blast works with Spotify, right?
Yeah, so I don't understand it.
Maybe they got their rights back or something, and it's like in the midst of some transition. And
I wonder.
yeah, dude.
Weren't they working on another album?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Another new album?
when did the last one was like 2013?
Something
So
like that, yeah.
yeah, because it came out right after I started my job, which was like 8 years ago. I remember
Yeah.
like getting that album, listening to it while
What's the album
driving.
called? The Something Supremacy or some shit?
Sinister Supremacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sick album, man.
Yeah.
I love that band.
I didn't listen. I got to listen to that again. I didn't listen to it enough when it came out.
But they're like, I think those dudes just like, it didn't work out.
yeah, for them.
So
no.
they just like don't keep up with it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that band's sick, man.
I love that band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Very like not talked about Swedish band.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody did. Well, I mean, they haven't been relevant for how
Yeah,
long, you know?
yeah. But the albums they put out were good. So,
Brian from Black Dahlia always talks about Darkane.
oh yeah.
That's like his favorite Swedish band. Yeah. He
Remember
always talks-
Malcolm on tour was talking about them once.
Yeah.
That was
You're
sick.
like, oh,
Yeah, you like Darkane? Oh,
does he like them?
Yeah, he was saying he liked them a lot.
Yeah.
Thought that was sick.
They're sick.
Yeah.
Man, I used to have a really sick Layers of Lies shirt I got at Metal Haven. Like when I first
yeah.
went to Metal Haven, like when they were still on Montrose and Damon, like they were just a record store. Yeah, that was sick. I
That's
got
cool.
that. I had a Scattering of Ashes shirt that I got there.
Nice.
They had a Timeless Winter shirt there too, but I didn't get it. Which was sick. Like based off the song, like the design was
Yeah,
Timeless
yeah.
Winter. I was like, that's kind of cool, but yeah, I didn't buy it. Cause like I'm pretty sure they sold like used shirts there. Cause like sometimes you would see like these really cool like band shirts. You'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa, I haven't seen that before. But then like you would look at the black and it was like basically gray. Like it was
Yeah.
so faded. And I was like, oh, is this really like I don't know if that Darkane shirt I got was like new, but it was just like, when am I ever gonna see a Layers of Lies shirt again?
Yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah. And you're a kid. And I mean that was when like all these online merch stores didn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, even these online merch stores, they're not printing Darkane merch.
No,
That would be
no.
such a good... I'm just going to start my own bootlegging company at some
Dude,
point.
yeah, just do fucking
I'd love to,
Darkane
man.
and Soilwork shirts and
Just
like
do all kinds of
Yeah,
cool
man.
shit that I like, that
Yeah.
I know would, people would go... I would go for a Darkane shirt.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'd buy
that'd be
that.
so sick.
Yeah, dude.
It's so weird that they're at that point, I feel like, where Nuclear Blast could do like deluxe reissues of the records. You know what I
think
mean?
so. Yeah.
Like some bonus tracks,
Yeah, or throw it on vinyl or
remastered.
something,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I remember they played, I saw them with Soilwork. It was like in 2009. I had never heard of them. And then I saw them play and I was like, this is fucking
Was that
sick.
with Swallow the Sun at
Yeah,
Pearl Room?
yeah.
I remember that tour. I didn't
Yeah,
go.
it was
but
sick,
I remember
man.
it.
But
yeah.
they played, so it was 2009. So this was
So
before like,
Demonic Art was out,
yeah,
right?
that just came out.
Yeah, that
But it was
sick.
before it was before like Axe Effects, but they had like Behringer V amps they were playing through all direct, and the stage had like nothing on it, and they sounded fucking sick.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, that was such a sick show, and those dudes were just like, they were so happy to be playing. And it was
Yeah.
just so much fun to watch them. They're just like fucking around.
It's
I
awesome.
was like, damn, this band's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was such a good show. And then Soilwork was like, that was not as sick as I had hoped. I had built that up in my head. Yeah,
Really?
because Peter Witchers was like not. Well, that was the tour he came back for. And then he was
Okay.
back for a bit, and like he just didn't seem like he was having fun,
Mhm.
and he like didn't move or do anything.
Is it the first time you had seen them?
Second time, because I had seen him with Killswitch in 2007,
Yes.
within
Okay.
that Lamb of God
Yeah.
one, I think.
That was
yeah.
the first time I saw them.
Yeah, they opened.
I think that's the only time I've seen Soilwork.
Oh,
I don't
really?
think I've seen them after that. Yeah, no. Maybe I have, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I was thinking about when I saw them open for Fear Factory, and I left before Fear Factory. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
The Demanufacture tour.
Yeah, I
right?
should have stayed. It was
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What
Why
are you
would
gonna
you
do?
miss that?
Because I was stupid.
Well, when was that? What album were they touring on?
That was after the Ride Majestic. So that was
Okay.
April 2016.
Yeah, it wasn't cool to like Fear Factory if you were on our level back then.
Oh, excuse
Like if you were on that
me.
level of like liking a band like Soilwork, I didn't understand Fear Factory at that time.
Yeah, it was only like a
I
year or two
didn't
ago
get
I
that.
finally got into Fear
Yeah,
Factory.
same.
Yeah.
Where
I
I was
missed
just
out,
like,
man.
oh, yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to them when I played like Test Drive because they had a
Wait,
bunch
no.
of Fear Factory songs in Test Drive 5
Really?
and Test Drive 6 for the PlayStation. Yeah.
I didn't know that for the PS1.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was like the remix ones, I think, though.
the remix tracks.
Yeah.
Because they had industrial tracks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
every
fucking
album.
crazy.
So I knew of Fear Factory before I knew of Metallica, but I just didn't really care.
Yeah, I just didn't like. Yeah,
I
I
get
knew them
that,
too,
yeah.
and I didn't care. But now I think they're the shit.
Yeah, they're cool now.
Yeah, I would love to see that band now.
Yeah, it's weird how like you at least I do that shit where it's like this band that everyone loves and you're like, I don't like it. Then you're like, oh, I'm 30 and I get it now. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You know?
Sometimes it takes time. You gotta
Yeah.
let it simmer.
But like I need to stop being so fucking dumb and just like
Fickle.
yeah. Be a fucking old bastard. I don't like that shit. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, true. And if you give it
Oh.
a shot and you still don't like it, at least you can say you
Yeah.
did that.
Right?
It
You
always
know?
makes me think of like that scene in High Fidelity. Do you remember when like they catch the kids that are like stealing albums? And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "They're stealing all this good shit. Like, what the fuck do you know?" And then later on, Jack Black's like listening to their demo, and he looks so downtrodden, like just so depressed. And John Cusack's like, "Hey man," he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "It's that kid's demo." And he's like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's really fucking good." Like he's
Yeah.
so mad that it's good. Like it's so funny. It's just one of those things like you want to hate it, and then you
Yeah.
hear it, and you're like, "Ah, fuck, it is good." You're like, "God damn it!" Like
I do remember that. Yeah.
such a great scene. It's really.
Did you watch
good.
the show, the High Fidelity show on Hulu? I watched that.
No, I wish I did.
Yeah, you
I heard it was
can.
good.
It is
Yeah.
good. I don't like High Fidelity, the movie, that much.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. I
Yeah.
like that movie a lot.
I
A
don't think
lot
I've
of
ever
people I
seen
know do. With John Cusack.
Yeah.
It takes place in Chicago.
I don't
the
think you
record
would like
store.
it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. But
No.
I don't know.
I don't. Do you like John Cusack?
What has he done?
2012.
Yeah.
Jesus, no. Say anything.
Um,
I'm more of a Joan fan.
Hell yeah.
John Cusack's a
Toy?
new-
Joan
Fuck
Cusack
yeah.
in School of Rock.
Yeah, School of Rock.
School of Rock.
Playing the love interest, but not hot, but like still is kind of the love interest, but there's really no love interest in that movie, which is why it's like interesting that they did that because that never fucking happens.
Oh, I know.
There's
No
always some
matter
chick the
what
guy wants to
the
bang and that
plot
didn't
is,
happen.
There always has to be a love
Yeah.
interest. Like,
And like, but that's the thing. It was about the fucking music, man.
it's true.
You didn't have to bang anyone. you
Yeah.
know? Very sick. But yeah, she's cool in that movie. But that,
Yeah.
I don't know the Cusacks. I don't know what they've done. What's the one with John Cusack and like Kate Beckinsale? It's like some movie where they meet each other and they have like this nice like romantic time together. Then they like 2 years later they meet again at some
Forrest
hotel.
Gump?
Yeah,
Yeah. Or like You've Got Mail or whatever.
it's of that era.
Yeah.
That 90s like romantic comedy.
I gotta look it up.
Fuck, I don't know because I like Kate Beckinsale. I can't think of.
Yeah,
what
she's
movie
hot
she
in that
was.
movie too, man. Sick.
Huh.
Katie
The
Beckinsale.
Number Station.
The Number Station?
It's John Cusack
Yeah.
and Malin Ackerman.
I've seen that movie 1408 or whatever, 1349. that he's in.
1408 with Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
In the hotel.
That one's cool.
That's
Not-
a fun one.
Yeah. Is that Stephen King, right? I think.
I want to say yeah.
Yeah, it's whacked out enough to be.
It seems like it's cocaine induced writing. So
Do you like John Cute Sack?
Yeah, dude. He's my. I like Jonathan.
Man, he's got a cute sack. Dude.
Yeah, I like Cute Sack more than Jonathan Cusack. Jonathan Cute Sack.
Serendipity. That's the movie with him and Kate.
Oh,
Beckinsale.
I've never even
Oh.
heard of it.
Yeah, it's one
I
of those dumb
remember
like
that, but I've never
rom
seen
com
it.
things.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Monkey Bone with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
I loved that movie when I was
Yeah,
a
it
kid.
was good.
I thought it was cool. And I really liked that on all the commercials, they had that Offspring song. You know what I'm talking about? Come out and play.
That's a good song for that movie.
And I thought it was on the soundtrack. So me and my dad bought the soundtrack at Rock Records downtown, which was an affiliate store of Rolling Stones back in the day. They don't exist anymore. Well, they got bought out by a chain called Crow's Foot Records. I think Crow's Foot or Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest?
Yeah. And they
Where
don't
Rosie
exist
used to work.
anymore.
Yeah.
Crow's Nest doesn't even exist anymore. So, but at the time, we went and bought the soundtrack because I wanted to hear that song. But we bought the film score.
Yeah.
There wasn't a soundtrack.
I
it was
can't
like the
believe that-
actual score.
I can't believe that fucking movie had a score. score. Like,
me and my dad listened to it. He's like, yeah, I don't think this is it. And then we just went out and got the actual Offspring CD with the song on it. So
nice.
Yeah, I like how Chris Kattan was like billed on that movie as like he was like the star, like the third billing on it. And it's like, dude, he's in the movie for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Who
But-
is he?
He
in
gets
it?
into the freak accident, right? And dies or whatever.
Yeah, because like he's like some runner who dies, and like Brendan Fraser's character like comes back to life and like possesses his body to like, you know, stop Monkey Bone from taking over the real world or some shit like that. But like Chris Kattan is just like the dead guy who Brendan Fraser like possesses to like. But he's like he's in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah,
But he's
it's
like
not
third
allowed.
bill, and it's like
Well, at
Chris
that point,
Kattan
he was, like,
sucks.
huge, right?
Yeah, I
He was
guess,
big on
but
Saturday Night Live, not.
he wasn't, like,
he was like out.
top tier SNL.
And then
I don't know.
What was that other movie
time?
he
By that
did?
time, he was like on his way out. I feel
Corky
like.
Romano.
Corky Romano.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
You don't like that movie?
My mom loves that movie.
Corky, is that what it's called?
Corky
Corky
Romano.
Romano. I've never seen it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. You'd like
It's
good high
get
Jason
ripped
movie.
and watch
Sick.
that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I've done that in so long. Get high and just watch I just get high and watch like serious HBO dramas now.
That sounds horrible.
No, it's fun.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
actually
very
the shit.
sophisticated.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It's awesome. It makes them more funny and fun.
Sounds like you're supposed to be funny.
Well,
but-
I just finished 6 Feet Under.
Did you find that funny?
Yeah, it's a black
I mean, there
comedy.
are some
Yeah.
funny moments for sure.
There's definitely funny
it's a
moments
pretty
on that.
dark show.
The ending of that show was so good, though. Like the last episode was like one of the best finales I've ever seen.
For, what's his name? Got to start. Michael C. Hall.
Yeah.
What years was that
Pretty
on?
Dexter.
It was like 2005. No, earlier than that.
That was
2000.
late 90s.
Yeah, it was
2000?
2001 to 2005.
Okay,
Because it came out while Sopranos already had a couple seasons going.
gotcha.
I know that. I believe it's 2001 to 2005. Because I know it was past the 90s. Like just past like the turn of the millennium.
Yeah.
Millennium.
Oh, yeah. That's, I think I
Yeah.
was in high school when I watched that show.
Yeah. I was a child. My mom would watch it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's good though. It's about dying, getting fucked up.
Well, in a disgruntled family.
Yeah. People die in a lot of because like the gimmick of that show is the beginning of every because it's about like a family that owns a funeral home. They run a funeral home.
Yeah,
But the episode,
morticians.
the beginning starts out with like, because every episode eventually ends up, they have to deal with somebody's funeral. It's their jobs, blah, blah, blah. They live at the funeral home because like it's their family home. But every episode starts out with people like dying some way or another, like
Okay.
people you don't know. So it's interesting because it's always like crazy or like something like it just gets more and more elaborate and weirder. Like there's one episode in the last season where like there's a scene where these dudes are getting ready for the porn VMAs. I forget what it's called. Those awards. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the porn
PMAs?
awards. Yeah. And
Or, I don't know.
whatever it
AVMs.
is. Yeah, AVMs. They talk about them. And then they have like there's a scene where they show like these guys. It's like they get all of these blow up dolls because they're going to like decorate like, I guess like, instead of with balloons, they're going to use blow up dolls for it. Like it's
Yeah.
a joke. And like, they end up getting a truck full of them and they're all already inflated. So they're in like a net, but the netting comes loose. So then they start floating up in the sky. And then there's this woman leaving church. She's like a middle-aged woman and she sees them. She's like, oh my God, they're angels. And she like goes up and she's like, oh my God, I'm seeing angels. And she just like freaks out and runs into the middle of the street and gets hit by like a car and dies.
Yeah, it's fucked
like,
up.
Yeah, but it's sick because like you think it's going to be one thing and then it's not at all. Then, but it's
Then,
like
like,
funny how they do that.
So the each episode revolves around like that person dying more.
No, it's and that's just like sets the episode, and then it's like that person their funeral ends up happening at the home.
Okay, but you
that they
tell
work at.
every episode's got that funeral story.
Yeah.
But then you tell the story of the main characters
Exactly,
through, like, over
yeah.
time through those funerals. Okay.
Yeah, so
Kind
it's
of like
good.
House or something where
Yeah.
you've always got
Yeah.
a sick patient, but then you find out that House is like
Exactly.
that Huss is
It's
fucking
good, though.
taking more
There's a
Vicodin.
lot of cool aspects of that show. Like, I mean, now spoilers are not so old at this point. Like,
Spoiler
you
alert.
should know if you. I mean, at this point, it's like I don't think you should care if you haven't seen.
Close
it,
your
but,
ears.
There's like a part in the halfway through the series where the main character, he's married to this woman and has a kid with her, but she ends up going missing and like ends
Michael
up.
C. Hall's brother.
Yeah,
right?
Peter Krause. He's like the main character in the show. That's, the actor's name, but like his wife goes missing and it just ends up taking this really dark turn and it's like she never shows back up at home and you find out that like like you think she was like killed and shit. It was very like wild. It was very it was a good show. It was fun to watch, especially while I was big. 5, I think. Okay. Most of those HBO shows don't last much more than that. They're like 5. Sopranos was like 6, but
and it's not like it's like 10 episodes a season, right?
10 to 12, yeah. So. But they're like an hour, like an hour less, depending like, how they structure all that. But yeah. So now I'm watching Big Love with fucking Bill Paxton.
Nice.
About polygamy.
Yeah, Mormons. Right?
Yeah. Very weird shit though, for sure. Very interesting. Because I don't know like anything about the Mormonism shit really. Like I know, very little, but
about
like,
the
I know the story and
secret
shit.
underwear and all that.
Yeah.
The South Park level of knowledge of Mormonism.
That's what I had pretty much.
That's
Dum. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That episode. That's a good one. But yeah, it's just it's fun watching these time capsule shows because like everything is so outdated now because it's so like early 2000s and shit. But it's just like sick watching it because I'm like, damn, I remember when this was like the show at the time, and it's not at all anymore. And now nobody talks like when like Big Love and 6 Feet Under both won like awards and shit. And it's like
they were big shows at the time.
But nobody ever talks about them that. At least I rarely hear them talked about as much anymore. Now
as
it's
big
like
as
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's
Still.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, as big as they were, there were bigger shows. That's the thing. Like Sopranos crushed all those.
But for like winning awards, you figure that it would still be like talked about to some degree.
Irrelevant.
And like, it's like it's not relevant at all anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that happens.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shows like that. Like 24, I think is one of those where like people don't really talk about that anymore. But that was huge.
Yeah.
The only person I know that used to talk about that a lot was Rob.
My mom,
Rob Rivera from Non-Point, like
really
loves
my mom,
show.
like 24. She used to watch that.
It looked cool. I like Kiefer Sutherland, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, I watched it a lot. Like Alex and I watched it a lot as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
My mom watched, I think, the whole series. Like when it like
I think I watched like all 8 of them as well.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out with a movie?
Yeah,
like a made-for-TV
so.
movie.
Yeah,
not like a theater release.
I saw that.
I thought they did a theater movie.
Did they?
They might have done one later.
Yeah.
Or recently.
They have Gail the Snail on that show. Marilyn Rice Cub.
Oh yeah.
It's just like sick, like post 9/11 shit where you're just like, America kicks ass, let's waterboard this guy, It's like sick. And like Alex has said this the other day, how it's funny it is, where it's like he just like kills people and it's just like
with like impunity.
It's like and you just like watch that and you'd like any other show you'd be like, oh no, someone died. And this one you're just like, it just feels like nothing.
Right.
It's like that very like 90s
so
action hero shit where it's just like, it's just like people dying all the time.
Like you're more surprised that nobody dies in an episode.
yeah, it's a bummer when no one dies. Like this episode sucks. Yeah. That dude's sick. But yeah, that was a cool show. But again, it's like it's very much of the time where it's so hard to watch it now. It's like this is like weird, and it's like there's so many episodes, like so many seasons where like they start this plot point, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see how this gets resolved, and then it just doesn't. And it's like oh, there's a bomb in the hospital. Then the next episode, they're like, all right, we're going to the hospital. Then it's like, oh, what happened? They just like never tell you, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
It got resolved. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like all right, I guess it's okay. I don't know. But also, like, it's hard to watch it now. I don't know. But
really?
Yeah, it's not as sick. And it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw it already and, like, now I'm an adult and I watch it and, like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Surprise you with it.
Yeah, it's like, all right, But
I'm currently watching Elementary, the modern day Sherlock Holmes show.
Is that with fucking Benedict?
No, not that one. It's the one with
Eggs Benedict?
Eggs Benedict Arnold, Cumberbatch.
No, Johnny Lee Miller is Sherlock Holmes in it, and Watson is Lucy Liu.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's on CBS and it takes place in New York.
Is it a current show?
No, it
Lucy Liu
2 years ago.
Does she play a dude? She plays like a guy Watson?
No, it's just a modern day take on it. So it's
Watson
not like
it's supposed to be a fat, ugly, short, white British.
I'm watching.
It's a gorgeous, half Asian, beautiful woman. Now.
Does he fuck Watson?
Yeah, sick exact opposite.
They never get in a relationship apparently on the show, which is like a main thing.
Do they call her Watson?
Yeah, he's Sherlock. Like it's really weird because it's like,
what's his name?
Johnny Lee Miller.
Why don't I know who that is?
He played Sick Boy in Trainspotting.
Never saw it.
Oh, really?
Nope.
That's a fun one. My personal favorite film that he ever did was Hackers. Like that's like one of my favorite movies. Oh, I know this dude.
Ever. I've seen him in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like him on this show. I feel like he's a little more in his element as far as like his acting goes, and You know, he's not faking an American accent, which is always funny when a British dude.
Yeah,
does
dude,
that.
it's so fucking weird how many actors fake accents.
The dude from House always like kills me. I'm like, wow,
he's like good at it.
He's really good at it.
Even
That when
fucking,
I hear him speak in his native tongue, I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, what?
What
Watch
the fuck
Black
is
Adder.
going
You're
on?
like, what the fuck, dude? Like, dude, fucking Thor, the Hemsworth guys, they're all fucking like
Thick
Australian,
fucking
right?
accent. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I saw something. I was on Hulu, and it's like Red Dawn, the one that he was
Yeah,
in,
the
is on
remake with
Hulu.
him.
I'm like, that's right. He's not even fucking American, and he's like speaking perfect English.
Isn't that
It's like,
crazy?
how do you do that?
From what I've
Yeah.
told, like the English accent is like an easy thing to pull
Okay.
off for a lot of people, and then it's harder for like an English person to do a British accent. Yeah.
Well, who's I always get Viggo Mortensen and fucking Hugh Jackman confused, but Hugh Jackman's
Really?
like Australian, right? Yeah,
I
they're,
guess they're similar.
they're not.
I
but-
get that. They kind of came out around. The
Yeah,
same
that's
time,
what it
yeah.
is. Yeah, but
But Viggo Mortensen
Viggo
is
Mortensen.
American, right?
oh yeah, he is. But Hugh
Oh,
Jackman's
yes.
not.
But
That's
Hugh
right. Yeah,
Jackman-
but he
yeah,
does a
yeah.
good American accent too.
Oh yeah,
Very
Or English
good,
accent.
yeah.
I don't know. American, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I speak American. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Where's he from?
New
Viggo?
Zealand or
Wolverine?
something.
Oh, Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Australia.
That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
thought.
Mhm.
One
I
of those
couldn't-
fucking
Not-
prison
I don't think it's
countries.
New Zealand, but I think he is Australian.
Makes sense.
Maybe he is New Zealand. I don't know.
Portal's from New Zealand, I think, or
Mhm.
Ulcerate, one of them.
No,
Then one
who's
of
the
them's
other? There's
from
another
Australian.
one from Australia. Who's the one? Saw him at Reggie's not that long ago.
Ulcerate?
Mm-mm. Plays in Ormsby. That helps.
Psychroptic.
Psychroptic.
Yeah, they're
Damn!
Australian.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was fast.
Yeah,
I
man.
would never have
You
known
know,
that.
I knew. Thank God you're here.
He plays a fucking Ormsby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that new? Dave Haley does that? Or Joe Haley?
Yeah,
Whichever one plays
he's
guitar.
played that. So okay, so the reason I remember this is last
Triggered
like a year
something
ago, I got a red ESP Horizon to match my blue and my
Oh,
brown
fuck
one
yeah.
that I've been playing with in
Yeah.
practicing, and I got it from a dude. I can't remember his name now, and I feel bad, but he's friends with Kenny down in like Champaign there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So and he said he bought it because Joe Haley played one like that, and he wanted to like play a guitar like Joe. So I was like, okay. But then he said he switched to Ormsby. So it was in my mind because I bought that guitar, that the red Horizon. That
So did that guy switch
Yeah,
over to
with all
Ormsby
those.
because Joe Haley did?
no, I think he like lived in Utah, and his mom had the guitar in Champaign, so I went down and picked it up.
Oh,
So-
fuck.
He
Wow.
just gave
Yeah.
up altogether. He's like, I don't even want to do that.
Did you pay him for
Oh
it?
yeah, I paid for it. Yeah. So
Sick.
yeah, dude, I got 3 of the same guitar. It's fucking cool.
No,
And
Yeah,
they're all in
he went
different
down there and
tunings.
beat the shit out of the kid's mom and took the guitar.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he knew Kenny, so he gave it to Kenny, and then I paid the
Oh,
guy
gotcha.
on Venmo, and then I went and hung out with
Nice.
Kenny for a bit. It was cool.
That
You
is
have a
cool.
brown ESP?
Yeah, it's like that brown, like dark
Is it
sunburst
natural,
one. No, it's like
Or is it an actual paint?
it's like a quilt top, but it's like a
Oh,
dark brown
cool.
sunburst. They call it, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the black burst with the brown.
Fuck, I don't think I've seen that one.
That's what I
Good
usually
song.
play on like tour, and I play it on shows. But
Really?
yeah, I played it a few times. I don't know. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you didn't come out to that show or something.
I don't know.
But that was like the
I
last
don't
couple
know.
tours I've used that guitar. I've used
Sick.
that one in my Page Hamilton LTD.
I remember the
So-
page, and that's a sick fucking
Yeah, I love that
guitar.
guitar.
I can pretty
man.
much tell you what guitar Jace uses, and that's it. And it's just the one.
Yeah, dude, I'm
is
gonna
it?
surprise you every time, man.
with Max, it's like if he's like, what guitar did I use on this tour? I'd be like, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's gonna be some color
I remember the
ESP
Page
Horizon.
Hamilton being on.
Yeah, you're like me.
Tours
It's
with
just like,
us.
yeah, I'm gonna switch it up. Why
Yeah,
not?
dude,
Fuck
it's
it.
sick having different colors, and you're like, oh, this one's in drop B, this one's in drop A sharp and drop C. It's like, and I know I like the guitar, so just buy a lot of them and then different tunings, and you're good. You know,
Awesome.
I don't know. I love it in different colors. It suits your mood. Like I'm feeling red
Right.
today. I'm
It's
going
like a
red.
mood
you know?
ring.
Yeah, it's sick,
Hell
man.
yeah.
I love that. I think
But-
it's sick.
Yeah, man, and you get them for cheap, and like they're really good guitars.
Dude, I want to
Fucking
get
love
that
those things,
ESP
man.
Star, man.
Yeah,
that
dude.
Fucking
Those are fucking cool.
Simon got from War from a Harlot's Mouth. He got some sick or nightmare, I should say. My bad, Simon. Even though you're probably not listening to this, but
But it's like ESP's take on like the Warrior Zyphos kind of thing, but it's like the star. It's like an offset star body.
Oh, cool.
But,
yeah, I'm gonna show you. The
yeah, they're
picture
fucking
of it.
cool, man.
Wait, who makes this?
ESP.
ESP made
Yeah.
it. Yeah, here. There you go.
Oh, okay.
It's just like one of those goofy extreme shapes. It's
Yeah.
like fun.
It's like a very exaggerated.
I
Yeah.
love that
Version.
color of the
Yeah.
guitar, like the finish on the guitar, though. I think it
It
looks
is cool.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, do that with a 7-string with like a reverse headstock. Be fucking cool.
yeah.
Huh.
Enter the fractal zone. You want to know a story? I'll tell you guys a story that I don't think I've ever said on this podcast.
Oh,
And
fuck
I don't
yeah.
think you've ever heard this. It's not even that big of a deal, but I
Oh,
remember like
damn.
The word fractal
Don't
always
even fucking tell us then.
the word fractal always makes me mad because like I remember when I was in his honor pre-Warforged, one of our guitar players at the time, Christian, like we were like arguing over who we wanted for a potential album cover artist, and I wanted like a couple guys so specifically. But then like I remember we like had this conversation about what we even wanted for an album cover, and Christian was like, I don't know, but I think we should have some sort of fractals. And I was like,
what does that mean?
I just thought that was so. I remember I was just like, what the fuck is he? What are you talking about? Fractals? And I was like, what fractals? I was like, dude, what are you what?
I mean,
like
that's math.
Yeah, and I'm just like fractals. Like
the fractals are like a thing where it's like, I think like it's like they spurt light and it like kind of goes around. Like there's fractal art that exists that people make.
Yeah,
but it's just like a gent cover if you do that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't want some.
Yeah,
like,
look it up. I'm just curious, like what kind of images pop up?
Like swirly.
Yeah, it's like swirly shit.
Spirograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially a spirograph. Yeah, or spiro. Is it spiral or spirograph?
I don't know.
Spyro, like Spyro the Dragon.
Fractals
I never
are
owned
everywhere.
one. I wish I did, but I never owned one of those.
We never got a fractal album cover, but I just like that. Whenever I hear
Then
the
you
word
join a
fractal,
band.
I either think of the fractal effect by After the Burial or that incident with Christian.
Sick.
You don't think
It's
about
like my
existence in
autism brain
fractals?
kicking in. Huh?
You don't think about existence in fractals?
No, I don't actually,
Why
which is
not?
funny.
It's a great
I don't
song.
know. It is a good song.
We never play it
Yeah, that's probably why.
because you hate fractals.
Yeah,
What
'cause
album's
I
that
hate
on?
Fractals. It's on Gateways. Is the last
Okay.
song? No, it's on Babel. It's the last one on Babel.
Last one, Bab.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the one with like the hi-hat ride, like
Sick.
Very
Yeah,
evil
that.
sounding riff.
yeah. But yeah. No, I don't know. I didn't think about it then for some reason. Maybe I did think about it when I first
Probably
heard that
because we
song.
finally made it cool for you.
Yeah. For real, that was probably the only redeeming fractal experience I've ever
Dude,
had.
Fractal Audio Axe Effects, and then my computer cases are made by Fractal Design.
That's cool.
That's a computer case company.
Nice. Well,
Those are cool.
See,
Yeah.
there's fractals everywhere.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to think
man.
of what time that would have been when Christian suggested that. Probably like 2012
It's like the
or
sequel to
13
the
or something
movie
like that.
Pie.
So it was a long time ago. So I probably had a lot of better fractal experiences, but
Yeah, that's not a good like album art though. It's just like that's every band was doing that in
yeah.
2012.
And I was like,
you know?
no, I don't
Probably
want
they-
that. Yeah.
Like I remember seeing like the Exoplanet album art. I'm like, yeah, this is so cool. Then it's like, oh wait, and everyone did that. And you're like, all right, well,
The Exoplanet album cover is like a stock photo from Google of Earth that
Yeah.
they had a filter over. Adrian found the original Earth picture.
Oh,
of it.
really?
It's not on there anymore, but he used to have it. I
Sick.
wonder if he still has it, but he's like, check this out. And I was like, and he like would compare them. I'm like, that's the same picture of Earth. Like,
that's
take,
sick, man. Yeah.
Remember Trapper Keepers?
yeah.
Remember those?
I
You should
remember
use those as like artwork.
I remember the Dawson's Creek Trapper Keeper from the fucking
Yeah.
South Park episode with the Akira South. Wasn't it the Dawson? Isn't that the Akira episode where Cartman just blows up at the end and he's like,
I think so. Yeah.
He's
Where
like
he
the
like
Dawson's
absorbs everything
Yeah,
and comes
because like
yeah, the traffic
Akira,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, and they send like a Terminator guy to like kind
Yeah.
of stop it.
yeah, very
Kyle
sick.
Reese, yeah, sick man.
It is sick.
At South Park, I've been watching all those with my folks. Like at lunchtime, my dad will put on
Fuck
South
yeah.
Park when we're eating. and-
Really?
Yeah,
That's so funny. My
Yeah.
parents definitely do not watch. My dad might watch South Park, but like
I feel like your
There's
dad
a
would like that
couple
show.
my mom wouldn't.
that are
My
weird
dad
to
used
watch with them, but
Oh
for the
yeah,
most part, it's not too bad. It's a sign of maturity, I think, when you can watch some of the weirder episodes with your parents.
yeah.
You know, like the one where trying to think of one where the internet goes out and they like go to that camp to get internet and like
Yes.
Randy's like jerking
Oh
off.
my god.
That was a little weird, but it wasn't that bad. They
The
were
Grapes of
laughing at
Wrath
it.
one with the ectoplasm. That episode's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. Ectoplasm.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones I watched recently that were like, ooh, kind of weird. The one we just watched the one actually on Friday, like 2 days ago. We watched the cream fraiche one where like Randy's making the food and like
Talking
Sharon's
to the
got the
guy
shake
on
weight. That was a little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. But I was like,
that's a funny one. where he's
yeah, it
like,
was funny.
Oh yeah, tell me
but-
how you
Did you watch the
face
human
that chicken or
centipede?
something.
Human centipede one?
Yeah, actually, we
That's
just
a
watched
good
that one
one.
Friday. I think Thursday was the cream
Okay.
fraiche
Is it,
one.
do you want
yeah.
me to eat something or the cuttlefish? He's like, all right, I'll eat the
Vanilla paste
cuttlefish.
or-
No.
Cuttlefish.
Oh yeah, the Japanese guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, dude.
The one time that
Some
show
good
ever
voices.
I felt crossed the line for me was the one where it was the cop that went like undercover to like a frat house.
Yeah, he's
It
like
got fucked
blowing
and
the
then
cum out of his
and
ass.
blew cum out of his ass into an evidence bag. I was like, this is on TV.
What episode was that?
That's the one where
How old
Butters
was
has
that?
like the
It's
pimp.
an older
He's starting
one.
the pimp thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Bottom
vaguely
bitch.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, that
Yeah.
my jaw dropped. when that scene happened, I was like,
is that the Butters episode with Bennigan's and shit?
No,
that's an earlier one.
Yeah.
Different one. Yeah, because he's like trying to break into this like.
Yeah, he's trying to stop the prostitution, so he becomes a prostitute, but he like fucks all the guys.
He takes it too far and like always gets fucked, and then like.
But he's like trying to do it
before he's like, "You're under arrest." It's like it's insane.
Yeah,
like it's just like an insane character. I was like, I can't believe this is on like
TV, broadcast.
Like this is crazy.
Comedy Central, man.
It's so funny.
It's a cartoon, so you get away with it.
Yeah, and then it's like, why do they have to do the bigger, longer uncut thing at night? You know?
Yeah,
yeah, just so they can swear a little bit more.
Yeah, very. Or
like the episode 200 and 201 where they like trying to show Muhammad and stuff. Those aren't on HBO Max. They like don't have any of the Muhammad ones. Like the ones with Family Guy with the Cartoon Wars one, that's not on there either. They like didn't have that on there for
Cartoon
Muhammad.
Wars?
Yeah,
the one where like Family Guy is going to show Muhammad, and then like Cartman goes to like stop it because he hates Family Guy, but they don't have those on streaming because of the Muhammad image and shit.
That's funny. But don't they not show him in the?
No,
episode?
They don't show it either. They just like censor it. So
yeah,
but that's the thing. It's like so you're cutting the episode and it's censored anyway.
Censored.
Like who fucking cares? You know.
That's interesting.
But, I don't know. People get firebombed for that shit. So
so I guess you play it safe. But I don't know.
Damn, that's
crazy though.
So how do you watch that?
The DVDs, I think.
Yeah,
you could probably find it online somewhere.
Yeah, if you search like South Park Free or South Park Putlocker, you'll find it.
It's like they have all those like streaming sites that even like Matt Stone and Trey Parker were like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
They like came out. They're like, go ahead and bootleg it. We don't care. I was like, fuck. Like, all right. Like,
well, I mean, those guys, they've already made a feature film.
They've made their money. They've done
years ago.
They could with it. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I'm sure they're good.
They've always been like that anti-Hollywood kind of thing. So
like the infamous story when they did the red carpet on mushrooms. That's
that's so sick. Yeah, they were on like acid.
They dressed up like J-Lo did during some Warren show. Like it was like a green dress that was like very revealing.
Yeah,
both of them wore that. And they were both on like shrooms and acid or something.
Yeah, they were
like,
fucked up.
They were so fucked up. And if you go back and watch like the interviews, you're like, oh my God.
That's sick, though.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Like it's crazy.
And that was when like Matt Stone had the good fro and Trey's like got that fucking like shit bleach blonde hair. He looks like an idiot. He's
what
like,
a look.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
That's awesome. They did that on the red carpet.
Yeah, it was a big
very
like,
sick.
Fuck you to Hollywood, which that's always funny.
Yeah, it's a cool move.
Yeah, because who gives a fuck?
People do.
Right. Could you imagine like being on the red carpet and just being like, yeah, it was a great role, and not just being like, fuck you, this is stupid, I'm just gonna fuck with you.
Yeah,
it'd be so much more fun. You know?
Oh yeah, I'd show up obliterated high.
Yeah, it's like
so high. Yeah.
Well, that's what. What's the award show where everybody just gets wasted? Golden Globes, I think.
Is that?
Yeah, that one's just a shit show. Like that's just so they can all get together and get drunk.
The Golden Globes, yeah. Because it's not the fucking Academy Awards.
No, not at all. And it's really funny because if you watch those and you're like, oh, everybody's trash. Like it's so much more fun.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Grammys. I haven't watched the Grammys in years, but I haven't watched. I didn't watch the Academy Awards. I haven't watched that.
That shit's dumb.
Years.
It's like, oh, here's 4 movies I never saw. I don't care. You know,
bunch of movies I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like whatever, man.
I usually like some of the finalists, but then they never pick the one I want.
Right. I know you've seen like those, like, Academy Award nominated.
Hell yeah.
And all that.
I like some high art.
I guess you can
not like weed art, but like some movies like that. Like I like 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. You ever see that with Frances McDormand? That didn't win the year, but Parasite won, and I love that movie. I thought that was a good movie. I don't know what won this year. I forget. I did know at some point.
Riding the Bus with My Sister one, I think.
Is that it?
No. That was the Rosie O'Donnell one where she plays the
girl with autism.
Yeah, Down syndrome. And,
what?
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell
You've never
plays
seen Riding
a
the
girl
Bus
with
with My
Down
Sister?
syndrome.
Hold on, wait, what?
Rosie O'Donnell plays a woman with Down syndrome in a movie. I swear to fucking God.
When did this come out? This had been.
It was like the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was a TV movie. It was like a Lifetime movie.
And
or something.
Andie MacDowell is like her sister, and she's like, it's rough.
It's on YouTube for free. You could watch it.
What's it called?
Riding the Bus with My Sister, right?
Yeah.
Or no,
something like that.
Oh, let me see.
If you search Rosie O'Donnell Down syndrome movie, you'll find it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like Alex brought this up. It's a really good point. Like that was back in the time where like you got cred for playing like someone with a disability,
disabled.
And it's just like,
and nobody gave you shit about it, and they weren't like, why don't you just cast somebody that has a disability?
Yeah,
it's
you'd
like,
win awards for that shit, and it's just like,
because it's called acting.
Yeah, it's like Sean Penn did a movie like that.
Yeah, it came out in 2005.
Yeah, it's a little late for something like that, though.
Yeah.
That's the
I'm
tail
surprised.
end of that.
Yeah, that was like the last movie you could have done before they're like, all right, let's not.
Like,
let's
we
not
got
do
away with
this.
it with Forrest Gump. Maybe we should stop
Yeah.
while we're ahead.
Well, in
there's, like,
Forrest
no
Gump,
photo.
like the way he plays that character is not like he has Down syndrome. It's just like he's just like
mentally like
it's like you
slow.
know something's not right with him, but he also like succeeds too. Yeah, it's rough, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's a real movie. I know, I've seen it. I saw it
we were
recently.
trying to watch it and we just like couldn't because it's like this
Andy McDowell's
sucks.
such a great actor.
Can we try to
so
watch it
we
at my
should do
house,
Yeah,
at my apartment?
yeah. Then I think we
Got
watched
a
Lloyd.
3.2 on
Yeah.
IMDb.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Yeah,
You
she's.
just watch like the first 5 minutes and that's all you need. You want to watch it.
This is the real person she's based off of in that movie. Author of writing.
How could you like play that and be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this. This is a little weird.
I would get like
you know?
2 lines in probably and be like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to do this
Like-
anymore. Who's your second pick? Because just give it to them, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
But Rosie O'Donnell's like just ugly where they're like, we need someone who looks like it.
you look like there's some. You got an extra chromosome. Let's get you in there.
Yeah, come on, Rosie. Spread those cheeks. Let's get you going.
Ew. Riding on the bus with my sister.
Wow, here's a fun fact. Garth Brooks wrote a song called Let the Conversation Begin for the film, but insisted that Chris Gaines, which was his alter ego, if you remember correctly.
No.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't.
Garth Brooks,
2005.
Chris Gaines? No.
I'm not aware of that. No, I don't follow Garth Brooks.
Nobody
Yeah.
should, but he's like one of the top selling artists, so somebody's following him.
Yeah.
He has like an alter ego called Chris Gaines, where it's like an emo version. It's insane.
Sick,
like look
dude.
that up. You
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna
images.
pull that up on my phone
Really
so I can
funny.
see that later.
Gaines?
Chris Gaines, yeah. Said that he insisted that Chris Gaines be paid separately for recording the song. Hallmark refused, and Studio G backed out.
Is that him? Is that actually Garth Brooks disguised as him?
I believe so. I believe that's
That's weird, man.
that's him. That's Garth Brooks. Isn't that fucked?
Garth Brooks is Chris Gaines, Lost in You, from the full-length CD available September 28th, 1990.
That's like something I would do or think of doing as a joke. And you're like, that'd be
That's-
funny. And it's like, he actually did that,
It seems
though.
like a South Park is a
yeah. That's like a South Park
It
thing they would have
says
done.
origin is Brisbane, Australia. Is like fictionally it puts it there. What the fuck?
Greatest
Garth
Hits, also
Brooks.
titled Garth Brooks in the Life of Chris Gaines, is an album by American country music artist Garth Brooks, in which Brooks assumes the fictitious persona of Australian rock artist Chris Gaines. Originally, this album was intended to be the soundtrack for a movie called The Lamb that would star Brooks as a rock star recalling the different periods of his life. This album was purposely released a year in advance from the scheduled film release date to pick interest in Brooks performing rock instead of country. The Lamb, however, was never filmed due to financial and management problems. Oh well. Yeah, I guess it is. It says pop rock, and alternative rock.
But we got
Weird.
Chris Gaines out of it. So.
Yeah, 1999.
Chalk that up as a win.
The album was released as September 28th, 1999. It reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart behind Creed's Human Clay.
What a dark time for music. Is
Human Clay's cool, man. There's some good songs in there.
that the first or second one?
Second one.
I like the first one more.
Was
Yeah,
that the
Creed-
one with My
I
Own
don't know,
Prison?
Creed's fine. My Own Prison's the first
First
album.
one.
Yeah, that one's sick.
Second one's got
And
Are
I
You Ready
said
and Higher
hello.
on
Yeah.
Human Clay.
Is that the one with the tree on the cover? Human Clay? Or
No, I
Yeah.
thought that was
Or
the
no.
guy.
Yeah, it's the guy. And
Oh, okay.
Tree is Weathered. That's the third one
Okay.
with bullets on it.
Yeah.
Burning
to a place where a blind man. What other songs did they have that were giant? There was another.
What if?
What if's on? What
First
if
one.
you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Ask
song's fine
Al
too. I like that
how many
song.
what ifs there are. He knows the exact
What
number.
if I? What if? What if? What
I still stand by
Another
on
really good song off that.
Full Circle, their last album. That song Bread of Shame. That song's fucking sick. That was like after Mark Tremonti started doing like where he'd like tune the octaves. So it was like A. That song's sick.
Cool.
It's like
So it's like heavy as fuck.
Yeah,
sounding.
it's a cool. It's really like more Alter Bridge than Creed.
Yeah.
That's
but it-
probably it's probably like Alter Bridge like B side.
Yeah, but that song's sick. Creed's fine. I don't know. People talk shit on them because they.
Well, it's just
They're
what's
jealous,
his name
man.
is such a yeah. What's his name is such an outspoken idiot. Like,
Yeah, I mean he's a fucking moron, but
Were they?
yeah,
Were they ever
Mark
in
Tremonti's sick.
coexistence at the same time? Creed and Alter Bridge.
yeah, I think so.
yeah. I
'Cause,
remember
like,
reading
then
that they
Creed
did
took
like
out, like a hiatus.
yeah, it was like every other year they were gonna do an album, but they like
Creed.
never did a new Creed album.
Yeah.
So it was like 2005 and 7, I think they did Alter Bridge, and then they did 2009, they did a Creed album, and they're like, okay, next one's Alter Bridge, and then we're going to go back to Creed, but they never did because Scott Stapp, like...
Are there any guys in Creed that are in Alter Bridge other than Mark Tremonti?
Yeah, the drummer and bass player.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah, Alter Bridge is just Creed with Miles Kennedy on vocals.
Oh.
So.
Well.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That makes total sense now.
Because they were like good and they just didn't like Scott Stapp, so they fucking did their own thing.
Yeah, why would you even want to do that at that point? I would be so like, you're basically with all the same dudes except one guy, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
As good as
obviously
Alter
your
Bridge
team.
was, like Creed was always the bigger band.
Yeah. I guess they figure it makes more sense to start a new band and like reinvent themselves than to like continue Creed on with like a new guy.
I'm just surprised they even. I'm not surprised I'm surprised that they even had that plan to do like an album every other year. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I'm not surprised that they didn't like fade off. Obviously, it makes sense with the way Scott Stapp has evolved in years.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that dude in
No.
a long time.
Nah, he's been out of the radar for a bit.
Yeah.
The last was like a weird sex tape that came out, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But he got his shit together for the most part, and he like reconciled with his wife and stopped using drugs, and
Yeah.
he like on bipolar medication or something too, I think. So he figured it out, I think. But that's why you don't hear anything, because he's like not doing anything
doing
fucked
stupid
up.
shit. He's
Yeah.
probably just doing.
It's not like that dude from Puddle of Mud or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't heard anything more about him though, but he was going nuts there for
He still
a
is.
year or two ago.
Yeah,
What did
I
he do
mean,
He's still
Remember he
just
did-
fucked up.
they
all
did
the
that
time.
Nirvana cover like a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
That was sick. I was like the one where he's like yelling at the guy for stealing his house. That guy stole my fucking house.
Yeah, what?
Sick.
Dude? Yeah.
Got like the heroin like pass outs like in the middle of
Yeah.
sets and shit.
Yeah.
Like, so many videos you could find of him just like just fucking zoning out. You're like, good God, man.
I just saw that video of him like in that AOL session playing that cover because like the rest of the band like is looking like nothing's wrong, but it probably is like
what are you
killing
gonna do?
them
They're
on
all
the
fucking
inside.
hired guns. you
Yeah.
know? Like they're getting paid to do it. And it's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't want
can't
to
think
talk
of that
about
guy's name.
Trapped because Trapped is so overdone. But you know what's
yeah.
funny?
Enough
with,
is enough.
but
with
no,
Trapped.
it's funny. You see the photos of Trapped, and you always see that dude who's in Atreyu, and he's no longer in Trapped and was in like Trapped for like a tour. But it's funny. You always see fucking the dude from Atreyu in
What?
the
In the
promo
pictures, yeah.
photos.
Which
yeah,
dude was
I just
that?
thought about that. for some reason,
Travis.
but- Travis Miguel.
Yeah,
No
he was in.
shit, he was
yeah,
in
for a while. I
Trapped?
think he was
Yeah.
on an album with them too.
But it's funny. He's like not
Yeah.
in the band anymore. But you always see that photo. It was like
Yeah.
the guy from Trapped
they
is a
show the
fucking
group,
shithead, and it's like
it's
him
him
in
in the
every
back.
fucking photo. And he's not even
Yeah.
in the band
That's
anymore.
so fucking
Just
funny.
sullying his good name.
Ridiculous.
Well, they never mentioned his name. They just
No,
always
but it's
talk
like
about
you see
the-
his photo every time,
Right.
and you're just like,
How many
oh,
people know
he's
who
in
he
the
is
band.
though?
I do. I don't know.
Because I never recognized
really?
that. Yeah. That's funny. I mean, I was never an Atreyu fan, but I would recognize.
Yeah, I'm not either. I don't know why, but I just like, oh, that's the guy from
so
Atreyu.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. I thought that was really weird that guy went to.
Well, Atreyu
Trapped.
wasn't doing anything then,
Oh
so
yeah, that's true.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I forgot they broke up. Man, I heard
Yeah,
one of their
man.
new singles, and it sounds like a Katy Perry song almost. It sounds like a radio rock song.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah,
I don't get it anymore.
very strange. Well, now I
Yeah.
guess they're like trying to be a, stadium band.
Yeah.
where they're like, doing the whole that weird like American festival circuit where it's
Yeah.
like Chicago Open Air, Rock on the Range,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
rock just because we want to rock.
All right, you got
fest
your
and-
corn dogs. You're listening
Yeah.
to Atreyu now. All
Yeah.
right. Play the Crimson. We're gonna play Stadium. The
That'd be
song's
sick if
about
you saw
eating
that at
ribs
a-
with your baby and hanging down by your truck.
It ain't about vampires or boys
We're
fucking
Atreyu.
vampires because that shit ain't kosher in Jesus' world.
This song's about your F-150
Yeah.
and fucking under the moonlight.
Yeah, it's
We're
so funny.
Atreyu.
That was a band that used to wear red eyeliner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like so funny to think about that. Like, wow. But also, like, it makes total sense because, like, they probably make a lot of money now. So,
Maybe, yeah. At least they're trying to.
yeah.
They're set up to make more money
they
than
did,
they were
like,
before. So
The new song I heard from them said featuring Travis Barker. So I was like, okay, Travis Barker now is essentially basically just a hip hop producer. Like that's almost all he does these days is produce a ton of hip hop dudes. And I was like, why is he on this Atreyu? It's like, I was like, why is Travis Barker on this Atreyu song?
Yeah,
and
what?
what is he doing?
yeah,
and then,
featuring
like-
drummers makes no fucking sense.
Well, then at the end, it's like there's this like weird like snare roll thing, like this weird snare pattern. And it's just like up in like a section of a song. I'm like, is that him? Is that Travis Barker just like playing the snare on that or something. I only listened to it once because it was so bad.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It was just at that point where I was like, I don't even care enough to figure out what he did on here. So I'm just going to
Yeah, fuck this. I don't care anymore.
You know enough, and you're like, nah, I'm good.
I just love listening to, there's a Blink-182 album. I was talking about this with Nate a while ago, but there's a live Blink-182 CD called The Mark, Tom, and Travis Show. Came out after Enema of the State, so it was right after they blew the fuck up and were like on #1 for like all the small things and shit. And like I remember I saw the one episode of one of the only Joe Rogan episodes I'll go back and rewatch is the one with Travis Barker. And he talks about like that tour cycle and how he was just so fucking high the entire time. He was like, I was constantly high, man. He was like, I was so baked every show. But if you listen to that CD, granted, I don't know if his performance is edited, but he sounds so good, and he's doing so much crazy gospel shit. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he's so good.
I don't think being high would stop that guy.
Yeah, but it's just crazy hearing him like do that. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather listen to this than him play like a snare roll on a fucking Atreyu song.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't really do guest drummers unless they're doing like bongos or something. So stupid. You know,
it's so weird. And I like some of his hip hop stuff he's produced for guys. Like he's produced for rappers that I like and shit. You know. It's just weird to see him guest on an Atreyu song and do like
that is weird.
A snare roll. Like, what are you doing? Like,
it was a pretty sick snare roll.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Did he like work with them on the album or something? Maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. Let's find
that would
out.
make sense because like that's a weird guest spot to get unless the guy's like you're working on the album, be like, hey, why don't you do a snare roll? You know?
Yeah.
He just happens to be like in the studio.
Yeah.
Like,
versus like the recording and be like,
yeah, go ahead.
hey, fucking Dan Jacobs, hit up your buddy Travis, man. Let's get him to feature the song so we can get more money, you know?
Yeah. Atreyu Baptized. That's what the album's called.
Like, all right, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, that'll be 10 grand. You can send the check to my fucking receptionist, my assistant. Send it to Agnes. You know, the one you called.
Agnes?
Yeah, his receptionist, his grandma, Agnes.
That's
Agnes
sick.
Barker.
It is like a weird idea of a guest drummer. Now I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Unless you get like Ladysmith Black Mambazo and they're doing like some fucking like ethnic drum part, you know?
Like, I feel like if you're going to get a guest drummer, you would just have him do the song. Like,
yeah. Like the fucking Merciful Fate
solo, like,
Return of the Vampire song. They redid it for like another album and Lars played drums on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
That works. You
would
can
make
do that.
more
Like
sense.
a bonus track with like a different drummer. But like a snare roll, fucking
It's so
dumb.
weird. It's so fucking weird.
It's just for the name. It's just so you can say featuring Travis Barker and people go, oh, I remember him from my favorite band when I was in high school.
Like, couldn't you get anybody else? Like, there's a bajillion guitar players and bass players. Get any one of those idiots.
Yeah, right.
Rip a shitty solo in like 30 seconds and then get the fuck out. And then boom, put their name on there. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
or have some
like,
chick sing the chorus with you, you know?
Just
get fucking Madonna.
I mean, maybe they were just like, we're going to do something that nobody does.
Yeah.
Get a guest drummer.
But there's a reason no one does that.
There's
stupid.
reason.
Yeah. It looks like they did it with the dude that
guest
did
percussionist, maybe.
Lead Sails and Paper Anchor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
Okay, so they just fucking hit him up. They called up Agnes and she fucking set up the appointment.
Yeah, Agnew.
He's probably
Spiro
literally
Agnew.
like,
Yeah,
he
Spiro
was probably
Agnew.
in the studio doing something else.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was like down
That
the
shit happens like all the time.
Yeah, that could be it.
He was in Studio A. They were in Studio
come lay
B.
down the sick ass drum
Like,
roll.
oh shit, what are you doing here? Come on in real quick. All right. I gotta see you guys later.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
You record that, right? And they're like, yeah, all right, cool, we'll use it.
No, I forgot to hit record. Just you fucking do it.
Yeah, you just
Brandon,
do it. We'll
yeah.
just say he did it.
Or
Like,
Brandon
okay.
Saller.
Yeah.
Well, they got some, like, I was just reading, he doesn't even do, so, like, because there's Screamer left.
Yeah.
He's not in the band anymore. They only have the drummer that sings, who now doesn't even play drums anymore. He's only the singer, and they got a new drummer. So, wonder if he knows how to play the Crimson.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah, probably not.
Only Brandon can do that
I wonder
shit.
if they ever play any songs from that album.
Yeah, I don't know, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well, now they have a lot since they've been back. Like, I think this is their third one or something since they've been back. Or
they got like
one.
7 or 8 albums in total
Yeah.
by now, right?
Yeah, they got a chunk, so they
Yeah, so you can just play the new shit.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're, fucking
Play Become
drinking a
the
Bud
Bull.
Light, you
Yeah.
want to hear the fucking arena shit, not fucking X's and O's.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
want to hear Become the Bull, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a bad riff. Man, I remember first hearing that and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I used to watch that video all the time, like laughing at it and just being like,
Yeah.
this sucks. But I watched it a ton. So did I actually like it? Probably. You know,
Really?
One of those. I
For
didn't.
Become the Bull?
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I liked Atreyu before
Yeah.
then, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
I could never get into them. They were too emo for me.
Yeah,
I was
all about it.
I was like, this band's funny, right, guys? And it's like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
fixate on it so much, I probably actually like it, you know?
yeah, I hate doing
But-
shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that was very much me in high school, so I
Yeah,
was a
me
fucking
too.
moron.
just liking shit you had to hate.
Yeah, man. I only listen to In Flames and Metallica. Fuck everything else.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good job.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, you look back at it now, it's like, I don't like listen to Atreyu. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I will just for like the fun of it, you know, like the funniness
nostalgia,
of it.
and,
Yeah.
you know,
But,
whatever
like,
you might
not-
want out of it.
At all, you know?
Yeah.
So you're not missing out on anything
No,
for
that's
not
true.
liking that band. But
Yeah.
I
In the
do-
meantime, there's just kids at school I didn't like because they liked Atreyu, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair. I get that. The association with like shitty people. You're
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
I don't like this now.
I remember there was one time I was in middle school and I used to really like Good Charlotte. That was like the first show I ever went to was a Good Charlotte show. It was when they were touring on their second album. But like when I was that young and I was like discovering music so fast, by the time they had put out their next record, I already didn't think they were cool because
Yeah.
I was into metal. And I remember there was this one kid that showed up because there must have been like a Good Charlotte concert because a bunch of kids showed up to school the next day with like shirts from like the new album and stuff with tour dates on the back. And I was like, oh, is that Good Charlotte? Like, oh, is that a Good Charlotte shirt? And then some kid that had one on called. He was like, yeah, it is Captain Obvious. And I wanted to be like, dude, go fuck yourself. I saw them before you probably even know who they were. And then I just like didn't even say anything. I was like, I think I was like, oh, I don't even like that band anyway or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not worth it.
Fuck you, them and blast beats.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't Dark
Dumb.
Funeral. I wasn't listening to them then. I was listening to like Korn and Disturbed and System of a Down and
Way cooler.
yeah. And Black Sabbath and Metallica.
Yeah. I remember when I got my
That's
first,
cool.
like, I was in 8th grade, I got an Injustice for All shirt, but it like glowed in the dark.
I had that one, yeah.
And like, I remember going to school with that, be like, I'm the only kid in our school who has this shirt. I'm the coolest kid. I think I'm so
Yeah.
fucking sick. And no one fucking
No one gave a
cared.
shit,
But I just
yeah.
remember thinking I was like the hottest shit.
yeah,
Did
dude.
you say there was like
The one with the
7 other
green
dudes that
print
walked
on it?
over?
The one that
Yeah.
had like the green. Yeah, I had that.
That was a sick shirt. Yeah.
I got that at Rolling Stones.
I remember I had like, the sophomore year of high school, I got like an In Flames, like We're Out to Remain shirt. It wasn't like the album art, but it was like from that
Yeah.
cycle. And I like started, it was like the first day of school. I'm like, I want to wear this shirt because this is obviously the coolest shirt I could wear to impress all the kids in high school.
Yeah.
And like one guy who was a senior was like, damn, that's a cool shirt. I'm like, I'm cool now. And it's like,
Yeah.
no one
I've
fucking cared.
done it.
You know?
I've
Yeah.
gotten
Someone
to the
likes me.
top.
All right. Yeah. It's like, whatever. And I never saw that kid ever again, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you
Yeah.
liked. I
But
wonder
it's-
what
It makes me
that kid's
glad
doing
that I
now.
went to a school where I had a dress code. I didn't have to worry about
yeah, I
any
have to
of
wear
it.
that shit.
I'm just
yeah.
gonna wear the white shirt today, not the blue one.
Yeah, that's it though. Yeah.
Yeah, that has its advantages for sure. I think as a kid I would have hated that, but as an adult,
yeah.
it would have like made my life easier.
I mean,
You know?
especially at that time, because like, yeah, in high school, like your identity is still like getting like figured out. So of course you're gonna be like, what shirt? Like, am I gonna wear? Like, I gotta wear this. I gotta wear that. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to look like an idiot. Like, I gotta do this. Oh, like, this is cool. And then like get ragged for it. You don't get ragged for it. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that seems
Yeah.
like one more pain in the ass thing that as a teenager you don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just wore death metal shirts every day, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, and then at that point, it's like you just wear whatever your friends are going to think is a sick band. So I'd be like, yeah, or just whatever I thought was sick. I used to have this really sick Arsis, like a white Arsis shirt I got
Sick.
from
Hell yeah.
Thrash and Burn. And
Okay.
I wore it. It's in my junior high school ID. And it was right after We Are the Nightmare came out. So it was some like We Are the Nightmare design. But I remember I used to wear that shirt all the time. It was so sick. Like I wore it so much that the fucking pit stains started to show up yellow because it
Hell
was a
yeah.
white shirt.
Yeah, dude.
And I would use white
Sick.
deodorant, so it would just show up yellow. And I'm like, ugh, like deodorant and BO stains, like nasty.
Yeah, man. I love this fucking shirt. You can see.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't
cool.
think I have it anymore, but that was like an awesome fucking shirt. I bought so much Arsis merch at that show. I bought like 4 Arsis shirts or some shit like that.
Yeah, I had a black one, like red Arsis font.
Nice.
And that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I wore that a lot. That was when I was in college. So
Was it just a logo?
yeah, it was just a logo.
Cool.
Classic Max logo
Yeah.
shirt. You know.
Yeah, I had the Unwelcome pre-order shirt. That's like the last Arsis.
I think
thing
I've got that one
bought.
too. Yeah. Like the purple and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys, or did Jace just buy merch at the show we played with them?
I think just Jace did. I
Yeah,
don't think
he's got that Arsis shirt.
I was gonna buy like Scar Symmetry, but
you bought the
they didn't have
album though,
anything.
right? You bought the CD. I think the new Arsis CD.
Yeah, I bought
the
the CD at the show. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they had any shirts that either they didn't have enough sizes or nothing that really screamed like I was into, So
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. That was sick though, Thrash and Burn, man. Just like aisles of band merch where it's just like,
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
God, you could get so
that
much
was
shit
such an
there.
insane like day.
Did you go to that show?
Oh no, I was talking about the show we played with Arsis. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Thrash and
that
Burn was
show
sick though,
awesome.
yeah, because that was which year was that? Was that
was like
2000,
the first one. Yeah, that was
like
the one.
08?
Yeah,
I think I went to that one.
that was with
I went
like,
to 09 because that was with Periphery.
yeah.
I think I went to 08. But did Arsis play that one or
Yeah.
did they? Okay.
They actually showed up to that show. And they played it. Ryan Knight was in the band too. They sounded so bad, like in hindsight, but I was so stoked on them.
I think I
anyway,
went to
it didn't
that
matter.
one.
Yeah. And like Veil of Maya was on it. Darkest Hour was on it. Parkway Drive, Misery Signals, Winds of Plague.
No, I don't go. I
Abigail
think Alex
Williams.
maybe went to that one. I don't think I
Okay.
did.
Yeah. After
I think
the
I had to work
Burial-
or something. I missed that one.
Okay.
But-
After the Burial, like just came out with Rare Form.
Yeah, I think I really
Yeah.
wanted to go and I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's a cool show.
When was that Gotham City Metal Fest? You remember that one?
Yeah, I couldn't go. That was on Easter Sunday, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys went to that with like Suffocation and Veil of Maya and Psychroptic
might have.
and like Decrepit Birth.
I don't
thought
remember.
you guys told
Because
me
there's
you went
one
to that.
Alex went to by himself because I couldn't go. I was working.
Yeah.
But there was a really bad storm that day.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it was Gotham City Metal Fest or fucking Thrash and Burn. But
yeah, I don't
whatever.
know. It did rain Thrash and Burn.
That might have been the
Remember
one
was
that
Thrash
Alex went to and
Burn.
I didn't go to then.
Yeah, Gotham City Metal Fest. Sumerian Records presents at the fucking Pro Room. So day one, you had fucking Amir headlining with Winds of Plague, Terror, All Shall Perish, The Ghost Inside, Abacab, Oceano, The Miles Between, Endwell, and Erebus. So handful of bands that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And then the second day was Suffocation, Born of Osiris, Whitechapel, Veil of Maya, After the Burial, See You Next Tuesday, Decrepit Birth, Psychroptic, Broadcast the Nightmare, Catalepsy, Slaughter the Weak, and more.
Man, that was like every tour back then was like that.
Yeah.
Like Born of Osiris and Decrepit Birth. Like, it's a
Yeah.
sick combo, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. It
I
was
miss
so
shit
sick.
like that.
Yeah, like seeing Veil of Maya with Decrepit Birth.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
No.
You cannot do that.
Well, I mean, look at where those
I mean,
bands are, though. You know,
yeah,
like, look at
they've
where a band like-
diverged like so much now.
yeah, Veil
but-
of Maya, if they played a show with any death metal band, I'd be like, what is going on?
But you could have done that back then because the
Oh,
bands,
yeah.
that was what they had,
Yeah, I remember there was a tour. There was a
Missed those
Necrophagus
days.
tour. It
It's
was
cool.
like it was a mini tour. It wasn't even like a big one, but it was like I don't even think it came to Chicago. It was like Necrophagus, Dying Fetus, Veil of Maya, and Beneath the Massacre or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, but that would have been so sick back
Yeah.
then, you know? Like that's such a killer lineup.
Yeah,
but yeah,
dude.
you never see that again.
No.
Imagine Beneath the Massacre now playing with Veil of Maya now.
Yeah, right?
It would be like, and it's just like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That's so different.
Yeah. But yeah, back then it was like the same shit.
Yeah.
You could pull it off.
Yeah, now like Veil of Maya's touring with Dance Gavin Dance and like
Yeah.
it's like what the fuck happened, man? You guys toured with Psychroptic. Like
Yeah.
how are you here? How did
Yeah,
you get
what?
here? Yeah, it's just interesting. It's just funny to see. Not funny, but interesting to see like
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what like 12 years does, you know?
yeah, the same I guess the same level
Yeah.
of shit, you know? But
You write
granted, they
different
got
songs,
pretty
you
big
know?
though, writing heavy stuff. Like they were on Warped
Yeah.
Tour and shit, but
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I guess that's just what happens.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. Just living life.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, feels like we've been here fucking forever.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
What time is it now?
I don't know.
8:12. So we've been here for like 5 hours.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Jesus, it might be dark by the time we leave.
It might be, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nighttime driving.
That's why it'd be nice if we had a window in here so we could see what it was. You're
no,
not like
it's
shocked.
got to be this crazy.
No, I don't
alternate-
like the shock, man. I like knowing when it's getting dark out. Fucks with me.
I mean, we can take these down, just knock out some bricks, put in a window.
Yeah.
It's like put some like
Who's gonna stop
cellophane
us?
over it and just see through that.
No,
Yeah.
we can put a real window.
No, dude, the cellophane's fine. No one's gonna be able to climb
Yeah,
through
that's
it.
fine.
All right,
On
that's
windy
true.
days.
Yeah, it's really fucking
Yeah.
cold. Why is it so cold in here?
Yeah. Man, he really turned the air up. Which I don't think that ever happened in this room, by the way.
Yeah, we got to figure
Jack
that out.
turning on the fucking air, getting George to turn on the AC.
Doesn't somebody have George's number?
I think it's on the board,
That's what I
but
thought.
I've never texted George.
Yeah, I've never either.
Who the
Call him
fuck
up.
are you?
I'm too scared.
Yeah, man.
All right.
What if it's George
Melt your
Foreman?
ass. It could be.
George
Yeah.
Foreman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fucking George.
Nice.
George Wendt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, George Wendt owns his building.
George Clinton.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember. Is that guy alive or not?
Yeah, George Clinton's still
He
alive.
is still alive.
He was on the new Flying Lotus album that
For
came
some
out a
reason,
couple
I
years
thought that
ago.
guy passed recently.
Maybe he did.
I might be
don't-
wrong.
I don't
Yeah, he was
think
on the new
so.
Psychroptic album.
Yeah,
Oh,
George
yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In between P-Funk albums.
George Clinton versus George Clooney, dude. I put my money on George Clooney.
George Clinton.
Yeah. He's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, look at that guy. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
he
totally
looks like
hang out
that
with him.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's an old picture of him. But remember he was in, isn't he in Good Burger, George Clinton? I think he's in Good Burger.
He's in
Could
PCU.
be.
Yeah, I think he's in that scene where they're in like the mental institution or something
Yes.
in Good Burger.
Oh, yeah.
And he does a
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
with them. Yeah. That's where I first learned of George Clinton. George
Really?
Clinton Jr. Yeah, he's 79. He's still alive.
Oh, all right.
So,
Yeah, I watch when I'm at the shop. I have that TV set up and like I just have like satellite or not satellite. What do you call it?
Over the air.
Yeah, over there
Like,
TV and
yeah.
shit. And so right now we've been watching the channel Quest, which is like they have like Storage Wars and,
Oh,
and like
sick.
all
Yeah,
that
good,
shit
just
on
like
there.
bullshit to
Oh,
have on
great.
while you're fucking
It's great to have
doing
on,
work.
just
Yeah.
randomly like catch stuff. But they have that one American Restoration, which is great for us, like
Yeah.
to watch. And George Clinton was on there with like his son and his grandson, and he brought in an old Chickering piano, which we actually owned a Chickering at one point. We sold recently, and they're beautiful, gorgeous, very expensive pianos. And he brought one in that was fucking destroyed. Like it was in water in a storage unit. The top they had to rebuild completely.
Damn.
The harp itself was fine, which is awesome. And like veneer was coming off of this thing. Pieces were just falling off. It had no legs. Like
Damn.
it was so fucked. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was talking about like the history of the piano and like how like everybody played on it because he had it at his house. So like he would have all these musicians come over, stay over, and they would just like fuck around on it, play on it. And then he wrote like all like his big hits like
That's
on that
sick, man.
piano. And like
Yeah, so you got to get restored.
so
you know?
historically, it's like one of
Yeah.
the coolest things ever. So they ended up like restoring it, and like it looked insane at the end. It didn't like the night and day difference was like so cool.
But yeah, but like it's that fucked up, you know?
Dude, so
Damn.
fucked up. Like it looked like it was like almost beyond repair to that bad, and they fucking of course fixed it.
Yeah.
And it was sick. But yeah, he didn't look anything like that. He just I don't know. He didn't have the dreads or anything. Just like clean cut. Like
Yeah, it looks normal now.
yeah, he just looked like a normal dude. And I was like, oh, he looks like a grandpa. Like all right, like.
George Clinton. Yeah. Fucking wild. Fucking wild shit, man. So what do you got going on
More Mass Effect, I guess.
tonight? Yeah.
If I get back soon.
You're on the first one still?
I already beat it.
You're on the
I'm
second one.
Yeah.
How many are in that collection? 3? The first 3? So
And
then
it's almost all the DLC. They're missing one.
Why? Why did they put it all in there?
So I guess so originally it came out for the Xbox, and so I have everything for that. And the DLC is called Pinnacle Station. It's just like a little like space station you stop at, and it's like an arena that you fight all these different enemies at, and it's just kind of fun. And I guess by the time they brought it over to PlayStation, something happened with the original file, and it got like corrupted.
Oh,
And
damn.
they're like, we just can't bring it over.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to like recreate it. They're like, sorry. And I didn't know that happened with the PlayStation because I never played the PlayStation one. And so when the Legendary Edition came out, I was reading up on it and they mentioned it. I was like, what the fuck? And it was so long ago now when that happened. And they're just
That's
like, yeah, we're just
insane,
not going to
man.
make it. I was like, fuck, just do it.
That's so
These
crazy when
fuckers.
shit gets like movies or games
Just
like
gone
it's like,
forever.
yeah, we deleted the files by accident. Sorry.
Like,
You know, it's
that's
like,
it.
and no backups. Like,
Isn't that
okay.
insane?
Yeah, it's nuts. There's a bunch of like FPS, like the game Blood. It came out like 1996. It's like a first person shooter, but they like lost the source code for that. So like, there's dudes who reverse engineered the source code to like make it playable on like modern operating systems
That's
and shit,
crazy.
which is insane that someone would even
It's
do that.
so much work.
You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's other games that use the same engine. So there's like some stuff there. So you just kind of like got to figure out what they rebuilt and added to it. Yeah.
You know, like
it's insane. And it's just like fans do that shit. You know, but it's like crazy that like it was lost. It's like, what the fuck? Like
blows my mind. It's like nobody had a backup of this thing anywhere.
It's nuts.
Like you don't have it just sitting on a computer that's collecting dust or something. Like what the fuck?
The way shit works with programming is you got like version control, which, you know, I don't know how much you guys know, but like, so you would check it into this, you know, system and it would like maintain the versioning. So, you know, okay, well, I checked in something like a month ago. I want to go back to that version of the code. So you have your history in there and it's like, it's cool. You can see what you've done and like, you know, you can revert back to something in the past, or if you broke something and made it worse, you can switch it back, or you can see like, oh, 3 months ago I changed this, maybe that's the problem now. So, like watching, you know, stuff about Doom when they made that back in '93, they didn't have version control and like software like that, source control software. So people would be like, hey, John Romero, who made Doom, like, what did you use for version control and source control? And he's like, we just passed a floppy disk around and just. You know, we just saved over it, you know.
Hope to shit.
Yeah, you know, it's like, and if there was errors, we'd fix it. And it's just crazy thinking like that's just how people did shit. And they made like some of the sickest shit back then.
Oh,
and for any, I mean, I imagine there was the same for like an NES game or Super Nintendo game or like a PlayStation game. They just fucking like
not nearly as crazy as now.
Yeah, so it's easier to do that potentially, right? But yeah, but it's still like, it's just funny that, and they didn't like think about it. They just like, this is what we did. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah, now it's like you figure they would have backed it up. You know, I mean, who is the big publisher for Mass Effect? Like EA or something? Yeah, you figure EA would be like, you have to do this.
Nobody
you know?
in that
that's
entire
so weird.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So did that Legendary Edition also come out for Xbox? Or is it just PS4 and 5?
No, Xbox. Okay. Xbox and PlayStation and PC.
The new version that just came out. Okay, is that DLC?
And I think Switch? No,
definitely not. No.
Okay.
But so is that DLC available in the Xbox version, just not the PS4 version of this release, or is it not in any of them?
It's not in any of them.
Okay, just in the OG game.
Yeah, because all the games got like a facelift and like they changed. Like it's funny because I was talking to Nick about this and like I was like I love Mass Effect in general like so much, and then like the first one I absolutely love. That like the visuals, I'm like, yeah, this is how I remember the game looking. Like it looked amazing, and then I look at like YouTube videos like. Oh, the game looked terrible. Like in hindsight, it looked so bad. But I'm like, no, this is how my dumb brain filled it in. Like I was like, yeah, I see how awesome these characters look and these worlds. And so I was like, I had no problem. I'm playing. I'm like, yeah, this looks good. Like I don't see how much better it is than the original. Yeah.
But
they did a great job of like redoing at least like the fighting mechanics of it and the shooting and stuff like that. They made it more like the newer versions, which is definitely an improvement. Like
that's not an FPS game, right?
No, it's third person.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a good balance because you gotta like, when was the first one? Like 2007 or something? Before that, 2005 maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, but yeah, it's like so games have changed so much since then. So you have to like change it because people won't want to play a game that has that kind of mechanics, but you also can't break the game and make it like this isn't what it was like, you know. So that's like super hard to figure that shit out because you want to. Yeah, such a balancing act, man.
But no, they did a phenomenal job of like
that's cool
bringing it back. And like I think if you're somebody that's never played this series, like playing that version of Mass Effect would be awesome because it just looks and plays so fucking good. And like the improvements they did are like all the improvements that needed to be done, but it was too late. It was like, well, the game's out. Like why would we ever patch certain things like this? Why would we change like a bunch? Like that's it, you know, like that's the version you got. And then when 2 came out, I mean, it's a notable difference in quality all around, which is great because, like I said, the first one to me is an amazing game, front to back. Everything about it, I think, is perfect. And so when 2 came out, I was like, oh my god, it's just like this more polished version, bigger scoped version of like 1. So now it's just like it's just cool as fuck because like they up the graphics even more on that, and it's just it just rides so much smoother and it looks so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
It's just so much fun to play it again. Like, cool. I like it. I don't know. I love that series so much. Like, putting it on when the music comes in is like, I had a smile on my face. It was so great to hear because the soundtrack is so good because it's such a throwback to the old, like, 80s, 90s, like, sci-fi scores and stuff like that. And, like, the synthy sounds and all that. But modern elements here and there. And everything kind of intertwines, like, throughout. And, like, it's just incredible what they managed to do with that first game on such a low budget too. Yeah. Like if you look at the original, you're like, oh yeah, this is like a low budgeted.
That's what's sick when like, you know, they're just like those are the best games where they're just like, we have a good idea, let's just fucking run with it, and they just make it work.
I hope that,
you know,
the story and everything.
That stuff it gets tainted later on when they have a budget and there's like an expectation now. That's like every art.
It's like movies, like when the sequel comes out and they put all the money into it and they just fuck it up.
Yeah, and it's just like sucks. And I know that there's that one. Was it Mass Effect Andromeda where they like that was like the one where the animation were all fucked up?
Dude, the faces are
but people were saying it's still like a good game. People just making fun of that. Yeah, that's what I've heard from some people at least. But I like I was talking about that one too because like I like that game. I mean it's more for me. It's more Mass Effect. It's awesome that they made the lore even bigger. So I love all the aspects of the story. So like, cool. This world just got bigger. Let's fucking do it. Like I'm on board. I don't give a shit about these crappy little bugs that everybody's bitching about, the face stuff, which they've since patched. Yeah, that's the thing. They can just patch it. So it's like it was only a thing for like a week or two, and then they fix it because it's like, okay, I remember, we gotta do that. Because
I bought it when it first came out and I played it. I was like, I don't see what the big deal. I was like, this is awesome. Like it's not the best Mass Effect game, but this was awesome.
Yeah,
and then
fun.
I went back and played it again years later, and I was like, oh, this is like seems notably better. Like they definitely patched stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, what's the big deal? Like how was everybody hitting on this thing? But it is what it is.
Yeah, people like to do that shit though.
They did tease like because that was supposed to be another trilogy, the whole Andromeda storyline, but because that did so poorly, they're like, no, we're out. And I was like, fuck.
Wow, that sucks.
So they dropped it, but then now they're talking about Mass Effect, which was essentially Mass Effect 5, really, not 4, but it might be tied to the original trilogy, but somehow tied to this new one, but. It doesn't make any sense as far as the story goes. Andromeda takes place 300 years in the future, I think, or 200 years or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know how the fuck they're going to... I don't care. I'm going to play it and love it. So whatever they do is fine with me.
Yeah. Are they making a new one then?
They announced it, that they are going to be coming out with a 5th one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge franchise.
But they won't like confirm if it's like based in Andromeda.
Okay.
Which is the new one.
It's sick though.
I'll go either way. Like I don't care. I'm like, let's just do it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's getting picked up again. I wonder why that happened. Just because it's so much acclaim.
Well, the trilogy is like one of the biggest games out there. Like everybody loves that. Well, not everyone. A lot of people love that particular series. Like it's great. Yeah, I think Andromeda did well. It just didn't do great.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good as the original.
Sure.
So there's still money to be made in that IP.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So who owns that, BioWare or EA?
EA.
Well, BioWare is like a division of EA, I think.
Yeah, they got bought out.
Yeah.
They were the ones that did Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how BioWare like got on the map, was with that Star Wars game.
Okay, that was a big game, yeah. Deal. I never played it, but I remember it.
It's a little difficult to play now. I played and beat that game like last year, I think. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's a very dated game.
Did they make another? There's more than one.
There's a sequel. Yeah, which is all right. The first one's really good.
Yeah.
But it's funny going back and playing that more recently after playing like the Mass Effect stuff, because I'm like, oh wow, you can see all the little stuff that was like, oh, this is going to become what Mass Effect is.
Yeah.
And all the little tricks and stuff and all the dialogue and the storyline stuff. It's like, oh, I see. Like the seeds are there, but they were so limited with what they had at that point. So yeah, it's awesome that it turned into Mass Effect. Like I said, to me, it's like
how long. So how many hours did it take you to beat the first game?
The first run through I ever did was 127 hours.
Wow!
Because you would land on a planet with your little tank, the Mako, and you could drive around. And you're supposed to find like minerals and like artifacts, and then whatever mission. And I literally just drove. It's a square map, and I would just drive
everywhere,
up and down, just because I didn't. Because I didn't know where anything was. I'm like, I'm just gonna go up and down. I'm touching every fucking pixel on this goddamn map, and I did. I went to, and there's a ton of fucking planets that you can. Every little system has a planet you can land on, and there's, I think, like 18 of them. So it was just like,
oh shit, in the first game?
Yeah, and just slowly make my way up and down every one of them.
Wow. So how long does it take you now to beat it?
It only took me like 31 hours to beat it.
That's a long time though.
That is a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I just watched a speed run where they one of my favorite things now on YouTube is like speed runs where the developers watch it.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
Their reactions are great because they're just like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Like, "Oh my god, I didn't even know about that." It's like, "Oh, I figured that one out." All right, yeah. But a guy did a speedrun of Mass Effect in an hour and I think it was like 30 minutes. It was fucking nuts because I know that game like the back of my hand.
Even with cutscenes and shit.
Yeah, you skip most of them, but like even with stuff where like you're stuck having to like wait for something, it was still like
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, that shit's cool, man.
It's impressive. Some of those fucking speed runs, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I always watch Doom speed runs, and that shit's awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, Doom ones are crazy because there's so many things you can exploit with that engine, and it's fucking fun seeing people do that shit because it's just insane.
It's just people breaking the fuck out of it. Like it's so funny.
Yeah, there's this one in Doom where there's a certain like angle you're running at, and it's like you run into a corner, you can go through the wall, and you're like out of bounds, and you just like. You can go find the exit button and just hit it from out of bounds. Yeah, it's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
But this stuff's fun. Or like if you run at a certain speed against a wall and there's like the keys placed close enough to the wall, you can pick it up without like from the wall.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, a bunch of cool shit like that.
It's crazy. And people just figured that out.
Yeah.
By just
but that's the thing. I mean, like it's like over time, it's just like you figure all that shit out. It's like, damn, that's a lot of commitment.
It's crazy. It's like a whole community like devoted to like single games.
Yeah.
Like, to be like, how do we break the shit out of these so that we can do these speed runs?
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy to see.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to watch somebody that I just beat the game in 30 hours do it in an hour is like, what the fuck? Like all this shit that they skipped, it was so funny. But it's exciting because like the idea, like what else I also love about that whole trilogy is the fact that the character carries over into every game.
Yeah.
And stuff that you do in every game changes things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I just watched a video recently. I was going to send it to Nick and I never got around to it. But like, obviously, like if you do it just right, there's certain scenarios that you can get yourself into that are like utterly crazy. Like one of the ones that was interesting was in the third one, there was a DLC where basically you have like a party. And so every character that you've ever had like on the ship that you're with comes to this party and you get to interact with them. Fucking awesome.
That's cool.
The thing about Mass Effect is you can kill off almost every character. And these guys did it and found out that you can have, I think, obviously yourself, Shepard, and then I think it's like 3 other characters out of like 30 some odd characters that were in there. And at the end, they take a picture and like it's so funny because they made their Shepard just look so sad and like,
oh yeah,
it's just him and like 3 other people instead of the whole group.
That's sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what happens if you get like if you start with Mass Effect 2 and you don't have any data for Mass Effect 1?
So they do have like a interactive comic book that you can play. It's really cool, and you just go through it and you make the big decisions. And to be honest, like
at the beginning,
yeah, at the very beginning, it's called like Genesis, I think is what it's called. And like yeah, if you want to skip the first one and you just want to go to 2. You could do that with 3 also. There's another comic book.
Oh, that's cool.
I wouldn't totally suggest doing it.
I wouldn't either, but I was just curious how that works.
Yeah, if you kind of want to like, because 2 is like the best of the series for sure. But yeah, I would say just play it if you can, because even with the comic book, there's some decisions that you make that don't play into the comic book. Because they're so,
I mean, if I were to play those
like,
games, I'd
minuscule. It's like, oh, who cares? But
yeah,
if you want to be like invested in the characters, it's totally worth like playing front to back.
Yeah.
Once it goes on sale, like for Black Friday this year, I'll just grab it for like $20.
Fuck yeah.
Play it.
Yeah, I didn't want to wait. I was like, I love.
I don't blame you for not wanting to wait. Yeah,
like that's the only game I've ever made an exception for to buy new.
Dude, that's like how I almost buy all my PlayStation games now. Is I just wait for them to be ridiculously cheap because it always happens. Nintendo, it never happens.
Yeah,
every week
within like
there's a
6 months,
sale.
It's like $20.
Yeah,
like Cyberpunk. Oh, this is the best game ever, and it's not. And then it's like $70-$60 new, and now it's like 30.
Fuck, right? Yeah,
yeah, it's like. Just wait like 6 months. You're an adult. You can wait.
I'm so bummed about that one. Like I was hoping, I had high hopes for that game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of.
I wasn't gonna buy it right away, but I was like, oh, this might be cool. And then all the reviews started coming. I was like, fuck. Like, God damn.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just wait till like a Game of the Year edition when they work all the kinks and
they will.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've done that with a few games where like I remember, you're like, this game's broken, sucks. And then you like watch reviews later, like actually the game's like fine now since they patched it and they add this, and that. And I was like, oh yeah, because like they actually took the time to develop the game and not just rush out the fucking work.
And then it's $20 and you're like, cool.
Yeah.
I got a working game for
done.
cheaper. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the way video games should be. Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
Actually
yeah.
taking your time and
Dude,
doing it right.
Speaking of which, like that game No Man's Sky that got a lot of flack in the
Yeah.
beginning, and now
Yeah.
everybody's like, it's actually quite playable and like it's a real fun game. And I have it for PlayStation. I started it and I
have it too.
stopped.
I've never played it.
I was like, this is
Played it for a little bit.
intense.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
played
is
it for a little bit. I was
intense.
like,
It's a
oh my
lot.
God. I was like, I'm not ready for this
Yeah.
world. So I ended up scrapping it. I might have to go back because they introduced the Normandy, which is the ship from Mass Effect. You can own
cool.
it in that game. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to fire that game up now and like just to get it because it's only limited.
Really?
It's like to the end of like this week or something.
How do you get it?
You just find it somewhere in space and you can commandeer it.
Oh,
Sick.
wow.
I'm
That's
like,
cool.
fuck, I need to get on No Man's Sky now.
And like, are there people
I thought
from
about
the game
so hard.
in
I
that
was just-
game?
No, none of the characters,
Okay.
but like you can straight up like get the ship and drive it around. I'm like, I
That's
want that
awesome.
so bad.
And do you get to
cool.
keep it forever then, or only you get to do it for
I
the
think you
week?
get to keep it forever.
Wow,
Yeah, as long
that's
as you
sick.
snag it like this week. Like,
Damn.
fuck. I'm like thinking about, I was like, how
Find
many
it, man.
hours do I need to put in No Man's Sky just to like be able to find this thing? I was like, probably a couple. Can I do it? I was like, I have too much shit going on. I was like, maybe get somebody else to do it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, Adam from Thieves is really good at that game.
Is he?
Yeah, he was into it. He used to try and get me to get on it, but I couldn't even get past the tutorial. It was so fucking
Dude, the
difficult.
tutorial is like, oof. Like
Brutal,
you have to
man.
be somewhat of an engineer to like
Yeah. know
do
how to
some of this shit. I
Damn.
was like, this is intense. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. The whole idea behind it is so fucking like. I remember when it first came out and they were talking about it, I was like, I am 1000% sold on this.
Yeah.
But then there was another one that I waited on and everybody was like, this sucks. I was like, all right.
Yeah, now it's
Maybe I'll
like
just
fine
wait.
though.
But then
So-
now people are like, yeah, no, it's way, way playable now. I was like, fuck, now I'll do it. Now I have to do it because I want that ship.
Yeah,
I
that's
need-
crazy,
I need
man.
the
Are you going to
Normandy.
do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The time is ticking away right now. And like,
Yeah, you gotta
I
make
have
your
So
decision,
many
man.
hours in a day.
Yeah.
You might have
Yeah.
to be like, hey, dad, I need the day off. I got to get this ship.
Yeah.
And be like, fucking no, you idiot. Like, just get over here and help us fix
Wow.
this piano.
Damn.
I'm sick, Dad. Sorry.
I did
Yeah.
take off last Friday for Mass Effect,
Nice.
and I still had to go into work.
Really?
Yeah, my dad called me up and was like, hey, can you meet us in Orland Park? And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I bought a desk. Can you grab the van and like meet me down here? I was like, yeah, I guess so. Like, what the fuck, dude? So I
Yeah.
drove down there, picked up a desk. He was like,
Orland Park?
mhm.
That's not close.
No, like 170 something.
Yeah.
Are you driving that van? 'Cause remember a while ago your Impala like died on you, right?
Oh, I got
Or-
a new car.
What'd you get?
2013 Mini Cooper.
Oh, that's your Mini Cooper.
Yeah, you saw a
outside.
little black dude
Okay.
out there? Yeah, that's mine. Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah,
I
'cause
love
remember-
that car.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You said
Yeah, I forgot.
Get
I
the
haven't
van.
seen
I'm
it
like,
since
well,
I got the.
does Bill have the van? And then that's why your dad
No.
needed it. But
Yeah.
okay,
But
so
we just leave the van at the shop.
okay, so he didn't
Yeah.
take it there to Orland Park to get it.
No.
Yeah,
'Cause he
why
took
did
his
you get
car.
it?
Why didn't
Yeah.
you just take the van?
They just took. Well, they
Oh.
were down there getting their vaccine.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So they're gotcha. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
So they took the car.
Yeah, I like the idea of going to look at something, but like, oh, I forgot the car I need. Bill, can you get it? It's like, damn it.
I don't know why he didn't just do that because like this is like prime garage sale season.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, dude, just take the van anytime you go somewhere.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like I just cracked the game open. Like
Oh, man.
got
I
like a
would've
couple
been
hours
so
in, and I was
pissed.
so fucking mad.
Yeah.
I like got down there and he's like, oh, you like, because he was like, I didn't know you were taking the day off. I was like, dude, I told you like weeks in advance, days before. Like I kept reminding you. I was like, motherfucker.
Nice, dude.
Like I don't ask for much of anything. I spent a whole year of me never taking a day off because I can't tour.
Yeah.
I was like, I have nothing in my life, so having this game is a big deal for me.
Yeah, let me play my
It's
fucking
the
game,
one
Dad.
thing I've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
You ruined it for me. But I
Yeah,
had
you
the
came
rest
to
of the weekend.
practice too.
What's up?
Came to practice too.
That Friday? No,
Or
I
did
didn't.
you not come to practice? Oh,
I did not.
did you not come because you were playing the
Yeah.
game? Good. I respect that.
Stayed home, played that goddamn
I wish you would
game.
have told me that, man. Nate would not have accepted that.
No,
answer.
not at all. And he's
Now-
gonna hear
yeah.
this, and he's gonna be very mad.
I would have understood that 100%, man. I get it.
Whatever. It's he's got his lady.
Were you
I got
inspired by
this
me
game.
taking off for Pokemon Snap?
Fuck yeah.
That's sick.
yeah.
Good for you, man.
You can do it. I'll do it.
Dude, I've been. It's so fun taking a day off of work for video games.
Dude, I
It's
took
so
a-
sick.
I like never do that.
Yeah, it's the shit.
I took the day off for the 20th anniversary of Quake.
Nice.
Fuck.
It was like
Yes.
June 22nd, I think, 2016.
Uh-huh.
But then like I had planned that for like a month or two. And I told my ex-wife my wife at the time, like, hey, I'm gonna like fucking take the day off. She's like, cool. Then like 2 days before that, we got in a big fight, which was like what ended the marriage. And like I didn't enjoy Quake on that day. It fucking
Fuck.
sucked. But I still took the day
Sucks.
off, and I was like,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be at home, miserable, and I want to play Quake. And
At least you got Quake.
yeah, I mean, I've had Quake forever, so you know,
Yeah,
I
but
can
it's
still play
like
it.
it's That's awesome though.
But no, it was
You get to play
playing it for the birthday of Quake. It was like I've had the game, but I just wanted
But
to
this
play it on
wasn't-
his birthday.
Oh, this was like a special like anniversary.
Yeah, it was like
edition,
20 year of.
that's
You just
sick.
took it off just so you could
Just so you
play
could-
it.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were re-releasing it. It
That's
was just
even
like
better.
Quake turns 20 today.
Fuck
I want
yeah.
to take the day off and just play Quake today.
That's sick though.
That's
Yeah, it was just
awesome.
like the birthday,
yeah.
celebrating the birthday of a game I like.
You
I
can
got-
still do that.
I got
Yeah.
introduced to that game because my aunt, because I have older cousins, like 10 years older than me, and like the youngest one was like more of a gamer than any of them, which was like the shit. Because like every once in a while, like he would babysit me and like had a gigantic like trunk full of like Nintendo and Genesis games, and like he'd just be like, pick one out, we'll play it. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever, and like
Oh, yeah.
me and him would just like, or I just watch him. I'd be like, you play it. I was like, I suck. Like you do it. Like you beat the game. He's like, all right, and like he would just like, I just spent hours like watching him play
That's
games
awesome.
or play video games. It was the greatest thing ever. So he was big in the games, and I just remember my aunt, his mom, got me Quake. She's like, oh, Tim like loves this game, so you're probably gonna love it. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what this is. And I put it. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Hell
And I was
yeah.
like, yeah,
That's
it's
sick,
so
man.
great. Yeah.
The first Quake?
Yeah.
Sick.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, worth taking the day off for sure.
Yeah. I
Like
love
he introduced me to fucking World of Warcraft and
Okay.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
because I remember I like came over and I was like, what is this? And he's like, it's World of Warcraft. I was like, tell me all about
Yeah,
it,
let's
man.
get going, man.
He's like, oh yeah. And he like broke it down. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And he's like, yeah, go ahead. He's like, knock yourself out. I was like, yes.
Did you play WoW?
Not like original
Oh, Warcraft, the
Warcraft.
game Warcraft,
Yeah,
like the
sorry,
strategy
okay.
game?
not World of
Gotcha.
Warcraft. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Warcraft.
Okay, I remember
OG.
Warcraft 3. I had a
Yes.
friend that used to play that all the time.
That was a fun
Yeah.
game when they
My dad
played
introduced,
that a
like, the
while,
main
too.
characters.
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Is it similar to StarCraft?
Yeah. It's only different. It's just like,
yeah.
Different
Medieval.
theme. Yeah,
you know,
but it's the same game.
it's not this. It's
Similar
essentially the
mechanics.
same. Yeah. It's like,
Mechanics,
RTS.
it's like a palette swap of
Yeah.
StarCraft to a degree, but not quite.
It's
I-
made by Blizzard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always gravitated towards StarCraft because it was the sci-fi one.
That's what
Yeah.
your
I think
dad
that's better than
fucking
Warcraft.
plays.
Yeah. That's what my dad plays
No
Yeah.
shit,
all the time.
really?
Yeah.
Does
Still.
he like play online?
Yeah.
Is he like ranked like a motherfucker?
He's not, I think he's better than you'd think a 65-year-old man would be at StarCraft.
That's fucking
But he's not
awesome.
like Korean
like
good,
crushing-
you know? Yeah.
Nobody's Korean good.
Yeah.
Unless your
But
daddy is Korean, which
He's
would blow
decent.
my
I
mind
mean,
right now.
he does a pretty good
Korean
job.
good, yeah.
He used to joke when I was a kid, like to Alex and I, he'd like pick up the phone and be like, "Yeah, I just called that guy a beat, and I told him I picked up the phone, I called him the phone, I told him he sucked." Like,
Awesome.
all right, cool, thanks, Dad. You know,
Yeah.
I think his name's like Snotlicker. That's his like
Fuck
fucking.
yeah.
It's a good like old guy
Does he
name
still
for a
play?
game. Yeah,
Does he play like the new one and everything?
yeah, he plays a new one. He plays
Fuck
it
yeah.
like the other day. He was playing it. And he plays like every night.
StarCraft
That's
2.
so awesome.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
the new one?
I think so.
Two,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
keep track of the new ones as much,
When
but
did
he
that come out?
he plays them.
Yeah, it's a
And
while ago now.
he plays
Yeah.
WoW too, but it's like one
No
of those
shit.
older servers. They like play the old.
Is he playing
ones.
classic WoW now? Because like
Yeah,
they did
I think
that.
that's what he's playing. Yeah,
Yeah, like
But-
my buddy Nick's been. It was funny. Nick, my good friend, is like a big gamer too. He was telling me today. He was like, I'm playing like Mass Effect 1, and then I'm playing classic WoW. He's like, I'm just like living in the 2000s all over again. I was like, that sounds awesome.
yeah, man.
That does not sound like a bad thing at all.
It's like, yeah, there's so many fucking computer games my dad had, and like he would play them for like a day, and then he'd just go back to fucking StarCraft.
That's
You know?
so funny.
It's just funny. He's got all these games, and like I still play Doom and Quake all the time. So like I was like, hey, if you want to play those, I can hook you up. He's like, yeah, sure. So I gave him like a USB stick with the games on there, and he's like playing it, and I'm like, he like doesn't remember how to play the game at all, and he's like getting hit, and it's like turn and shoot the guy. What are you doing? And it's like, but you're like good at StarCraft, and it's like
That's
part of me's like,
different,
are you like old, or did you forget? Like what's going on here? But it's like, well, you can still play StarCraft, and you do a good job of that, so you're not like old and losing
Right, you're
it,
not,
you
like,
know.
the dexterity's got to be
Yeah,
there.
you're still good at this
Yeah.
shit, you know.
That's
But it's
funny.
like he
First
forgot
person
like
shooter,
Doom
man.
and like
Different.
Heretic and shit. Yeah, it's funny, man. But yeah, and it's like that's how I like. I don't know. So that's how I was too. I'm like, I'm gonna play all these games. I'm like, dude, I just want to play Doom and Quake and like Tekken.
Right.
That's what I'm into. Yeah,
Fuck
you know, that's
yeah.
like the shit I like. And
What's the newest Tekken you've ever
Tekken
played?
7, I've played all of them, but
Oh, okay.
Tekken, I've been playing
What's
the old
your,
ones
like,
again. But Tekken
what's
3
your go-
is the best
Yep.
one.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's the best one,
Fuck
man.
yeah.
And
Damn,
2's
dude.
pretty cool too.
Fucking, this game's been out for 11 years. StarCraft 2 came out in 2010.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nuts. I know they've done expansions since,
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
like Blizzard. There's their thing. They just, I mean,
Right.
WoW's been out since like 2007,
Yeah.
and they just like update it, but it's not like WoW 2. You
Yeah.
know, they just kind of like,
That's
Keep
crazy.
patching it.
Yeah.
That is like
Yeah.
impressive what they've done with that world. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, insane,
it's-
man.
I've never played it, but Nick has like been my conduit into that game. So I'm just
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, I'm like, tell me all about it. And I just like that sounds insane. I've watched videos and stuff, and
It's crazy,
kind of
man.
goes over my head a little bit, but then
Well, yeah, and like you
It
guys were
wasn't for
saying, they have the
Nick.
classic edition now or whatever. Or
Yeah, so
classic
they-
servers.
well, like they brought in the classic version, which is literally the original version. So it's like you level up differently and like
Yeah.
slower and less care. I don't know. Nick would be able to describe
Yeah.
it better. He described it to me before. And I was like, that sounds crazy. He's like, yeah. He's like, but I'm all about it. Like, it's more streamlined, I guess, kind of
Yeah.
like in the grand scheme of things. It's like
Yeah.
when I've watched videos of people playing now and like all this shit on the screen, I'm like, what is all
Yeah,
of that?
what does
Like,
that
what the
mean?
fuck is going on? And then like all this stuff happening. I was like, this is like
Yeah.
beyond me. Like,
Well, I think like some of it too is like they would make expansions and like you'd get to like the high level and then you'd have to start off at level 1, but everyone's playing at like level 60.
right.
So it's like there was ways to progress up from 1 to like 60 like that.
Yeah.
So you'd be like fair, but then it's like, well, you're not actually playing the game anymore if you just jump to the level. So
right.
the classic lets you kind of do that, but the new ones you can just like play like with everyone. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like how would you have known that when you're making the game that people are going to play this game for like 15 years and you have to like think about the way you level it up, you know?
I'm curious, like, what like the developers like end game was like in the beginning of that when that game first started.
Yeah, just make
Like,
a
do you,
multiplayer game.
There's
you
no
know?
way that they were like,
No, they
this
had
is
no
going to
idea.
go on for X amount of years.
Yeah, they
It's
would
like,
have
there's
known that.
no fucking
Yeah.
way. As big as that game was, like, or is, it's like there's no way they would have been like, yeah, this will go on
Yeah, right.
however long it's
Yeah,
been going on.
it's insane.
Now. Like, I'll just keep adding more continents and
Yeah, and let's like
Yeah.
fucking
fracture the worlds and
make this
flip this
company
upside
huge
down
and
and-
get listed on the fucking stock exchanges for like
And
this company.
lose it
Yeah,
all, right?
insane. Yeah, they're crazy. It's insane how that grew.
Blizzard.
They're huge, man.
like, yeah.
Well, they do Overwatch now, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
That's
a Blizzard
big.
game.
There's a new Diablo coming out, as well as the original Diablo redone.
Yeah.
Is that out?
I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
so
follow
either.
Diablo, but yeah, I mean Diablo,
really?
StarCraft, Warcraft,
Diablo is like
Overwatch.
my shit.
I mean those are like some of the like top 10 biggest franchises. You know.
Yeah.
Easily
Insane.
every game they've made for the most part has been like a giant fucking
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I think there's like a couple outliers that were like it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, but those were like in the early 2000s or something,
right,
and they've
but
like
now it's just
swept under the rug and they
but like
focus
you
on
said,
what they
they're
do.
like top
you
tier
know?
games now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They're all triple A.
Did you play
shit.
Overwatch at all?
I played it a couple times. I had a couple buddies that were playing it. I'm not like into the class shit. I don't want to like pick my weapons. I just want to fucking. I want to play Doom and Quake. I want to fucking jump around and like pick up the BFG or the whatever.
Right.
I don't want to like
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
like
The
I gotta pick a
shotgun.
guy with the
Yeah.
rocket launcher, the guy with the shotgun. It's like I want to play both those guns. And this guy's a little slower because he's fat, and this guy's skinnier, so he runs faster, and he
Yeah.
jumps off the walls, and this guy fucking
This guy's a hamster.
shits on the ground, and you can have people step in the shit, and you're like, I just want to fucking play a double barrel shotgun, man. I want to
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I'm not into that kind of class shit, but I get
Fair enough.
why people are into that. You know, there's definitely more of a community, and like you can pick your characters, and you can like, you know, fucking market the characters, and like, oh, I like this, I like fucking cum guy, and you know, I could buy the cum guy shirt. That's sick, you know.
Sure, yeah.
You got like 30 characters, 30
There
different
is,
shirts.
like, a
so
culture
marketability is like
to
there.
like that
you know?
game, which is
Yeah.
weird.
I'm not into it, but you know,
I was almost sold when they did
It's cool.
introduce Hammond the hamster in that game. I was like, all right, I might be into this now. Like, which is
Yeah, I'm
the
like-
sickest. It's a fucking hamster that's been worked on from these scientists that he has this gigantic ball mech thing that you can turn into a wrecking ball as like his special. I'm like,
Oh,
that's the
sick.
coolest thing ever. I was
yeah, that's
Nick,
like what's
I might
hot
play
now
this game.
is that kind of stuff.
I
Like,
think it's
people are
already
into that,
gone.
yeah.
I think they've already moved
Oh,
on to like
really?
a new
Okay.
character that's like, this one's the shit. I'm like, still sold on
Oh yeah,
Hammond.
his name Wrecking Ball, also known as Hammond.
Hammond the hamster.
Yeah.
I believe him and the gorilla have some sort of ties with the scientists in the backstory of that game.
Sam would know. She loves Overwatch. So
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah, I'm
she-
just not into that like story shit. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I like,
yeah, I like story with
I don't know.
games, but I don't like a story with a game like that. I need like a Final Fantasy for a story.
yeah, that
game.
makes more sense
Well,
to
I
put
want
that
to.
in.
I want to play
know?
the story. I don't want to read about their story. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the new Dooms are like throwing the story in there. It's like, dude, I don't fucking care if the Doom Slayer was some guy in the ancient times, and it's like I just want to fucking shoot shit. I don't care.
I played
I don't
that
know.
first new one because they have Eternals. Like the new one
2016.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
newest
So
one. And then
the one
yeah,
before I played. I remember like with them developing the story, and I was like, "What is going on?" And like, what am I like? I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to fucking go through these levels.
Well, that doesn't even have
and
that much
read
story in it. It's the newest
New one
one
has
that's like
even
they got
more?
a bunch, and it's like
really? There's
Yeah,
a
it's
little
like
bit in that first
they're
one.
trying
I'm
to do
I
like the
don't.
Marvel thing where it's like, oh man, the Doomslayer is this cool guy like Iron Man, and you can, buy a Doomslayer fucking T-shirt. It's like Doomslayer hat, and it's just I don't know. I just want to fucking shoot shit. That's not the game for that. Yeah, Final Fantasy is the game for the story. That's where you
Fuck
go
yeah.
for that shit. Doom, like, I just want to see a bunch of like. I want to see a map called the Hangar that doesn't even have a fucking plane in it. Like that's what I want to see.
Fuck yeah.
That's like cool.
Hell yeah.
But I get it. I mean, that's what you have to do now with games. So that's the option.
Yeah, definitely.
Put a story in there, and that's what. And the thing with Doom, you can still like skip it, so it's not like.
Oh yeah, it's not integral to the game.
Yeah,
To have fun.
yeah. So
Yeah.
2016 was cool, but the Doom Eternal is so fucking hard. Like that game's
Yeah, I
like
didn't
not.
like it at all.
Yeah, it's not fun because it's like Doom 2016. You can just play the double barrel shotgun, get 60 bullets, and just fucking shoot everything with that.
Yeah.
And this one, it's like they limit all your bullets, so it's like you have to use every gun at least once in like a fight. And it's
What?
like, yeah, so it's like you have to know all the weapons really well. You have to like, if you double jump and like slash a guy in the face, you get like more ammo. So you have to use all your moves
Yeah, I
in
hate
order to
that.
get like health and ammo. And it's like I just want to fucking like
Really?
play the
Yeah.
BFG the whole time,
Fuck, I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad I haven't
Yeah.
picked that one up then.
But there's so much skill involved, and I wish there was a way you could play it like on dumb mode.
Classic.
Yeah, and like if you want to play skillfully, you can. But if you want to just be like shooting shit, then let me do that.
See, like I don't like that. I don't like it when like the mechanics of the game are just so complicated. It's like, oh, I need like a degree.
Well,
in
that's this new
to, like-
trend in gaming is like punishing games. You know what I mean? It's like you got games like Dark Souls now, and like these games that are just like they're like based on the difficulty, and everybody's like, "Oh, I love the challenge." It's like I will never play a game like that.
Well, there was like
It's like not fun to me.
yeah, let me play it easy, then I'll play it hard. If I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
To,
if I really want
give me a
to.
choice.
Like I always just go easy on every game because I'm like, I just want to check out this world and
Yeah.
cruise through and just have fun with it.
And
like,
your definition of easy, medium, hard are different than the developers. So it's like, let me just start with this, and then if I like the game, I'll play it harder.
Yeah, like I remember when I got Doom Eternal, I got it when it came out because I wanted it to be like I wanted to have a relevant opinion about it because
Yeah.
like I knew so many people were getting it, and I played it, and I'm just like I would lose so much at like the first couple levels that I'm just like, fuck, I got to get better so I could beat this, and I'm like, this is just like stressful.
Yeah.
Like,
right,
this is not
it's not
fun.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
this
just
isn't cool.
stressful. Like I'm just stressing out about finishing this game. I'm like, I'm not even gonna play it.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
any of you guys ever play the Witcher games?
No, but I
No.
heard those are like that too,
The
right?
mechanics are like insane, and I
Yeah.
just my buddy Brian was always like
They ported The
talking
Witcher
about-
3 to Switch,
Really?
but I haven't played it.
Like
No.
that game's
Yeah.
supposed to be like incredible.
Yeah, I've heard.
And like I've read about it, I was like, it sounds awesome. And then like I went to play it and I played maybe 45 minutes and like going through the tutorial, I was like, this is insane. Like this
Yeah.
is way too
Yeah.
much. Like why can't I just hack and like you have to have these special, like things you got to put on your weapons. You can only
Yeah.
use certain weapons these times, and like this, you got to block this, parry this. I'm like this, like fuck no.
Yeah,
I give me a hack and slash and like let's just go from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like fuck that. And like I told my buddy, I was like, I can't do it, man. I was like,
Yeah.
as sick as this game I was like, I can't do it. He goes, you gotta get another shot. I gave it another shot like years later.
No
I was
go.
like, fuck. I got further and I was like,
Uh,
fuck this. I was like, I'm out, man. This is too much.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Well, that's
not
like
fun.
Tekken's sick because you got left punch, left kick, right punch, right kick. It's like it makes sense. You're
Yeah.
trying to play that game, you just want to play it. You can jump in and play it as anyone. Same thing with like Doom, Quake, Half-Life. Like people had those installed on like office computers with like and just did a LAN at work because they're easy to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like something about that is
There's
like
really like no learning curve. Like,
yeah, and you can just
it's
jump in
very
and play when you
intuitive.
want. If you're
Yeah.
busy, you just fucking play it. You save it. You do whatever. You
Yeah.
play a couple matches, and StarCraft's kind of like that too, where once you get good at it, it's easy to jump in and leave. But
Mhm.
there's something to be said for like simplicity in games where you just like it's a stress reliever.
Yeah.
I just want to fucking play for 30 minutes
Exactly.
and feel
Like,
better.
I
and
work
not
my ass
hate
off
shit.
enough. Like I don't want to work
Yeah.
at a video game.
Yeah, I don't want to like make this my
It's not
job
fun.
because
Yeah.
I have work to do.
Like
Tomorrow,
I don't want
you
to
know?
develop a skill
Yeah,
playing a video game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know?
It's
Like,
like
I'm good. Like I'm fine.
yeah. I have skills that make me money. I don't need to fucking like learn how to like do this move.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
pay money to like
Yeah. Well, like going back to Tekken. Tekken, you can be really good at that game, or you can just fucking button mash and have
Right.
fun too.
like
you
you,
know?
can get. It doesn't take much to get to a level where you're like, oh, you're good. Like
Yeah,
and you can
Yeah.
ride that wave.
exactly.
Like
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
you can be
obviously,
fucking
like-
amazing, or you can just fucking you play one match, you run through the game with Paul Phoenix, and you're like, okay, I know how to do the fire punch and like the move, and you're like, cool, fuck yeah, I got that, and I like can kill people with this now.
it just reminded me of like I used to play like the Street Fighter games a lot, like the newer ones. Like
Yeah.
those are a lot of fun. And Tom was like big into it and loved playing it. And I was like, "You ever play online?" He goes, "Fuck no." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "It is insane, the competition on there." I was like, "Oh, how bad can it be?" And so like I just goaded him into it. I was like, "Come on, man! Like, let me see you play online because he's good, you know, like in our world." Dude, he gets on there and talk about Korean. Like, dude got worked and he get like a punch in. He was just like, "Fuck this online shit." He goes, "I'm out." He goes, "I'd rather just beat your ass and Rory's ass." I was like, "That's fine."
Yeah, man. Totally agree.
Like,
that's too much.
Yeah.
Can't do that shit.
That's why I don't really do too many online like competition games.
Never been too into
so
that.
many more better people out there.
Yep.
I don't need to find them. They don't need to find me. Nobody feels good about any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like that's why that's why I'm such a Nintendo fucking guy. It's just because I feel like those games are so focused around having a good time playing them, as opposed to just being like torture. You know what I mean? It's like I've never played it. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong, but like it's like I never play a Nintendo game and I'm like, ugh, this is gonna I'm gonna have to get insanely good, you know, to just have a good time.
Yeah, you can just jump in and play that shit. I remember when you came by and the day I got Wind Waker and I got Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
And you were playing Sunshine and I'm like, yeah, this like makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's easy to just jump in and play and like.
Dude, I mean, I could jump in that game and beat like half of it in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Like I played that game so
many times. But like for me, never played as a kid.
Yeah.
I was able to just like play it. It's like, oh, this makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like there's still hard parts. Like Crash Bandicoot. I mean, there's hard parts, but like it's simple enough to figure out.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And you just fucking play it and have fun and not be like, oh man, this sucks. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That new Crash, though, I will say is a lot harder than I think it has to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, that's cool that they add that. And like, it's still playable, you know, you just die a lot, you know, but but it's also like that level where I'm like, man, this is like, I get that that's what they're trying to do.
It's teetering on the edge of like,
it's just
I want to quit and like, I want to keep going and get better.
Exactly. But I know that they're trying to appeal that to like that crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, here's a game that's hard as fuck for you. Like I don't need that. I don't want that. Like,
I'm not big on that trend right now.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. It's like the trend of games that are like uber difficult.
Yeah.
Or they're all those fucking battle royale games.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to participate.
Neither one of those appeal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Fortnite and shit. Like, no.
I remember I was over at Brian and Rosie's once when was it Blood Rain? Was that the one that's with the Dark Souls?
Bloodborne?
Like,
yeah.
Bloodborne. That's it. Blood Rain's a really bad movie. And game actually.
Older one, I think.
I just remember like we were hanging out and Brian was playing it and like he got to some boss that like fucked him up and he was just like miserable for the rest of the day. We're like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Dude," he goes, "I spent like so much time like getting up to there and like it just knocked me back so far. Like I lost all this progress." I was like, "That sounds miserable."
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun.
And like he was in like a shitty mood then for like a bit. And I'm like, "Oh man," like we had to get him out of a funk after that. I was like, "God damn."
Yeah, it's a fucking game, dude. Calm down.
I get that though, because it's like you put so much time into it. Like,
but they shouldn't be doing that to you. You shouldn't let that happen, you know?
Like I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna avoid that game.
Yeah, not play that game or just watch a video of it.
And I played like, I think Dark Souls 1 or 2. Can't remember because it was like I think it was free on like Xbox or whatever. And
I wanted them on PlayStation for free, or I had one.
Maybe it was PlayStation.
I don't pay for online PlayStation anymore. So
fucking that game looks like shit.
Yeah.
It's a very blech looking game. Like it really does rely on the fact that it's just difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the interface just looks so boring and like not thought out.
That game's never
shit about the
character. I've seen him like, I don't really have to play
when
this.
I've watched him online, I'm like, this doesn't look like a top tier game in any way, shape, or form. Like, how is this so popular? Like this looks like some indie developer made a game and they're like, here, it's free for your phone. Like, you know, I'm like, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
like,
great. Yeah.
But this is not a fucking brand new PlayStation. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm good.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's just like. And then I hate the whole idea of like PlayStation Online, like, you know, like Nintendo. And I mean, maybe this is a bad example because PlayStation and Xbox obviously been doing it for a long time. But like Nintendo's online service is $20 a month. And then on top of that, you get access to all the online features that every game has to offer. Plus, they give you access to an NES and a Super Nintendo library of games to play from for free because
That's
you pay
cool.
for the online system. With fucking PlayStation, it's like, yeah, you get a couple free games a month, and that's a sick-ass deal, but it's $60 a month. I never play games. It's rare I play any PlayStation online. Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it's just like, you know, I don't know. For me, I'm like, is this, because I almost was going to buy it. I was going to renew it. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Because like, I'm never using this. I like, and it got to the point where I wasn't even downloading the free games every month. I would forget about it. And it's like games I wasn't even interested in.
Yeah. And then you run out of space.
Like, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, and then on top of that, like those games you can only access if you pay for the online service. So it's like, even if I stopped paying for it, I couldn't play those previous games.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just kind of like, it's kind of silly. And like they like if PlayStation, because PlayStation offers that PS Now streaming service thing, if that was free with PlayStation Online and you got access to all those games for free, then
way worth it.
I would, it'd be
I think
totally
it's
worth it.
There's two things they get
separate.
Pay for.
Exactly.
Xbox is the same thing too.
It should be
Battle Pass or something. like that.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah. It should just be the same thing. It should just be lumped
into one. If I'm
one.
gonna drop all this money, like,
give me something.
give me that.
Like even Nintendo, part of me is like still pissed at them because it's like they don't add all the time to those Super Nintendo and Nintendo libraries, but when they do, it's always weird third-party games now because of all the weird licensing restrictions and stuff. But it's like there's so many classic Nintendo games and things they could do to like make that so much beefier, and part of me is like, why don't you guys do that? Why don't you make like an online GameCube fucking emulator and like have people play all these sick games that they're dying, or even Game Boy Advance or DS or like all these classic Nintendo systems that they haven't even like fucked with yet. And I'm just like, you guys are sitting on this. It's like you're wasting, it's like money wasted. Like
I would charge $10 a month for each of those consoles. Yeah. And people would pay it.
I would.
I
would definitely do that.
Yeah, it's like
even if they did like a streaming service like that, I would pay for Nintendo's, but Nintendo might just do it for free. There's rumors of that shit. So I don't know. It's just interesting, like seeing all these trends in gaming and how every company bounces off one another and like.
Well, it's not like they're making new Game Boy Advance games where you could like buy that stuff. So it's like right now they're just not making money on it. So either release it for free because it's no different, or charge people some money each month to play it. Because
people will. Yeah, people will play that shit,
and you can easily emulate that. So it's not like a hard thing to do.
I know.
It's fucking let me play it.
That's the one thing I would kill for on Switch is like having like an N64 library or a GameCube library.
Yeah, that would be fucking sick.
Yeah, and they could even do a Wii library because the Joy-Cons have fucking motion control.
Yeah.
For like a regular Switch, not the Lite that doesn't have the controllers. Yeah. But still, it's like, why don't you do that? Like, why aren't you guys doing that shit? It would be so fucking killer. And like to
probably
take
like a trump card for them. Like, they're just
I'm sure it is.
For like, oh shit, stocks are going down.
Yeah,
Release it.
Yeah, right.
They were like, they did it gradually with the NES. They put it out, and then they did the Super Nintendo, and then it was like, whoa, that's sick.
Oh, so it's only a matter of time before.
Maybe,
they'll do it.
I wonder if they will. And then now it makes more sense to me too, because it's like, remember they released, I have that mini Super Nintendo, and then they did the mini NES before that, which I never grabbed. But like, there were rumors of them doing a mini N64, but that never came around. But that would have been sick,
Really fucking
like that would have been killer, and they could totally do that. Like,
I would buy. It one
can't
of
be
that heartbeat.
Yeah, so many people would. It would be hard to find.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you think? What games do you think they put on there? Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64.
GoldenEye.
Mario
the thing is, you got to be
64.
careful with the rare stuff because that's like Microsoft owns them, so I don't know. They probably couldn't do like Banjo Kazooie or something. So maybe that's a big thing for them where that'd be a huge seller.
Those titles are on Xbox though, and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, there's still a ton of like Nintendo IPs. You know, like the Kirby 64, Star Fox 64,
Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64,
there.
original Smash will go on there. That would be insane. You know what I mean? Like,
but like, I mean, they had like the last year would have been a great opportunity. Like, hey guys, COVID's thing. Like, let's see if we can get like N64 Goodbye July on the Switch store,
right?
And like, let's just charge people $30 a month, and they could have done that, and people would have ate it up.
Yeah, I would.
And it's like, oh, cool, missed opportunity. But maybe they're like, well, that doesn't make enough money, so maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it seems like it would.
I feel like it would, but Nintendo's always like trying to do new shit too, which I also like respect to a certain degree, even though it's like I like older video games, but like I'm trying with Nintendo to be, because I'm not on board with all the new shit they've done, but they have done a lot of new shit that I like. Like I love the Switch. I think that system is like, I'm so glad that I like got one when I did, like within the first year they came out.
Yeah,
because then it's just like I've gotten to like be a part of it as everything's come out for it, which is really sick. because I normally just wait till consoles are on their last legs.
Yeah.
You know? But now it's interesting with PS4 because it's like all those games that I've realized that have come out for PS5 that I want to play, most of them are available on PS4 too.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I could play that new Spider-Man game or like the new Oddworld game. Like you could play that on PS4.
Well, that's the difference with Nintendo is that they fucking like, they don't do that shit with their old consoles. They're like, you buy the new one. And the other ones, it's like, there's like, well, we got to keep that going. And okay. And so it's like, what's the point? You can wait 2 years to get those other consoles, you know?
I don't know.
Not going to miss anything.
Yeah. I don't know why they do that. I mean, maybe it's the graphics thing because Nintendo's always like, always lacking in the graphics department the most out of anybody.
Yeah.
Even though I don't give a fuck, but I feel like they usually get the shit end of the stick with that. But
yeah. True.
I don't know if that makes a difference on it or not. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think to some degree it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for third-party stuff, you're going to lose out on Nintendo because of that, because Mass Effect, right? It's harder to, it's like, why port on the Switch when the audience is different and like, it's more work and money when the Xbox and the PS5 are just they're just computers in different boxes, you know?
Like they just announced, they're putting out that Tony Hawk remake for Switch this year. Like next month it comes out. They're
sick.
Yeah, which is sick because they haven't, I don't think they did it for Xbox yet, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. Xbox, PlayStation, and...
Yeah, I thought Xbox and PlayStation and PC released at the same time.
I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive for some reason.
I don't think so.
That would be stupid if it was.
Maybe,
it's finally coming out for Switch.
I don't know, but I know I saw it
Yeah.
pop up on a sale here and there.
But it's like, that's one of those games for me where I'm like, fuck, it might look like ass on the Switch, but, you know, it still might also be really playable. And that would be such a fun game to have on the road. Like, just to bring it to go and, like, play Tony
Hawk. Yeah, it's a good one
Hawk.
like that. Yeah, man.
That would be so much fun. So I don't know. Part of me is like, should I rebuy that game for Switch? Or I'm probably going to wait for reviews to come out and wait so I could see some footage on YouTube of the game to be like,
play it safe.
how much better is this or not?
Yeah.
And see how much it is, obviously. Because if it's $60 or not, that's a no-go.
You have a Switch?
No.
Franco and Danny have Switches. And Jace. Thank God. Jace finally got somebody in Warforged as well that I can play with. Yeah,
I'm just not a big enough Nintendo guy.
Yeah, I respect
Switch
that.
it up,
You wouldn't.
so.
I don't even think it would make sense for you to have one. You know, it's like you don't play that type of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I'm always on the
what you
computer
like.
more than anything.
Yeah.
You know? So
Jace got it for the new Pokemon Snap, dude, which was totally worth it. So good shit. Yeah, Switch announced some titles coming out for this year, but nothing has gotten my excitement too much because it's all still ports of shit. Like, they're finally porting Skyward Sword as a Zelda game. It was the one after Twilight Princess. It was the one because Nintendo's been on this really weird path where like they close out a console release and launch a new one with a Zelda game. Like for GameCube, they did Twilight Princesses. It was the first Zelda game on the Wii, but the last game pretty much for GameCube from Nintendo. Then they did that with Skyward Sword for Wii and Wii U. It was like the first game you could get for Wii U that was a Zelda game, but that was the last one they made for Wii. And then they did that with Breath of the Wild with Wii U. You could get that for Wii U and Switch. So
no shit.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's a weird trajectory that they're on with that shit. So they're finally porting Skyward Sword to Switch, which they hadn't done before. It was only on Wii U. And I've never played that game, so it's cool for me because I'm like, oh, I could play that if I want to, you know? But at the same time, it would also be nice to have like, how about something new, you know? How about not a port? How about something like a new game? But E3's coming up next month, and they're in it. Okay. Nintendo's in it, so I'm sure they're going to announce a bunch of shit. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah. They know what they're doing now.
Yeah. They definitely do. Anyway. Well, shit.
Shall we?
Yeah, I think we can. We've been here for long
man.
enough. Oh, yeah, you do got to walk some dogs.
Yeah.
It's fucking 9. Yeah, we should go.
Anything you'd like to plug?
Nah.
Nothing?
I got nothing I can think of off the top of my head here. But, yeah, man.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Keep on living in the free world.
Keep on.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you?
No.
All right.
Nothing to plug. Same old shit. Warforged, Roman Reigns, something is waiting. So
yeah.
Check
Listen to the bands.
Get fucking ready.
Yeah.
You don't have to be ready.
You fucks.
There's nothing to be ready for.
Not yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, we will.
Cool.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
I love the world. It never. I love the world.